What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. Any dogs in the house? Woo, 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 woo. Any dogs in the house? Woo, 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 woo. Now, with that out of the way, shall we begin?
Lobo Nation is on Jack FM. KOOI, Jacksonville, Tyler, Longview.
106.5 Jack FM presents the John King Coaches Show.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet Chrysler Dodge Jeep Buick in Longview.
Good morning, sports fans. Harlan, the sports guy, and Pigskin Bob. Welcome to the John King Coaches Show, presented by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Buick, and Fiat, Northeastman Road, Longview, Texas. Let's bring in the star of the John King Coaches Show. It is John King. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good to see you guys.
Big win against Crosby last week. Now we start. The second round. There might be some turkeys before the first round, before the second round. There ain't no turkeys after the second round, is there?
Not many turkeys left. You're correct. It's only going to get tougher each and every week. Kids did what we needed to do last Friday to get in this position and give us another chance at a 1 week season. That's the way we look at it. You got one more week, you promised.
Yeah. And let's talk about the Crosby game. It seems there's a pattern here. Teams like to come out and get one score on you, and then you kind of wipe the blood off your lip and go, all right, now let's play football.
Well,
all right, let's see.
They got one on us. We had a couple of things we did that extended drives for them, but they wound up going down and getting some points, and they took the lead. And then in the second quarter, we were able to settle down defensively, and offensively we punched some balls in, and it was all Lobos from there on out. So it was a good showing out of our defense. I was real proud of our offense playing in those wet, windy, cold conditions. Made it tough to throw the football, but good thing our ground game showed up. We ran the ball effectively with both AJ and Taylor Tatum. Quarterback Jordan Allen had a couple of big runs, as well as Jalen Hill.
Well, settle down defensively is how you phrased it, but it's a little bit more than that. That defense really,
it really is
stepped up. I mean, it's amazing how good this defense is, and we talk about it every week. But do you sometimes scratch your head thinking, "What? My God, this is a great defense"?
Well, I think we're pretty good on that side of the ball. They play well together. We don't have just, 3, 4, 5-star athletes over there. I mean, we got some really good high school players that are elite players. We don't win the get off the bus contest. But to me, it comes back to playing for one another and effective communication and taking your coaching, knowing what you need to do and how you need to adjust it. And, whether it's to Darren Boone lining the front up and connecting the linebacker level to the secondary, to Adrian Garrett and Willie Nelson, calling the coverages to make sure we're communicating that effectively. I think that's the whole key. And kids that are bought in. When you talk about our defense, I think a prime example of that is like Billy Smith. Kid is playing a 3 technique at about 225, 30 pounds, and he is just a tough hombre. He gets in there and he mixes it up every week, and you can count on him like you can the mail.
Who's your defensive line coach?
Brandon Bonds. He coaches our defensive line, does an excellent job with those guys. There's 7 guys we rotate in there. He does a good job of keeping them fresh and keeping them motivated.
I've always contended the 05 defense was the best high school football defense I've ever seen. Compare this defense to that 05 team.
A lot of similarities. We were plus 22 that year in turnovers. This year we're plus 17 through the regular season, that is. That's what I'm going off of. We might have been a little bigger in 05.
Maybe a little faster now?
The D-line and linebackers, very similar in speed.
Yeah.
We were pretty fast that year, too.
Okay. And Johnny Vaughn's gotten this thing where we have to share the radio equipment, so he has to bring it up here after your game on Friday. Well, he's started making appearances on the Friday Night Scoreboard show. He kind of likes the limelight, and he does. He comes in here, and he's ready to jump on the mic.
Well,
he was saying, I said, when's the last time you've seen a defense this good? He went back to 75.
Well, I didn't see that.
I didn't see that defense
the ones I've coached. So. But we were pretty good in 19 on defense, too.
Yeah.
We did it in a different look. So we've had good defenses, and, hey, I'm never going to take anything away from our kids, by no means. But this could be a lot of factors involved there. And so I try not to, get too overly excited about it. We just got to go play well this week.
It's kind of fun to have on your side, though, isn't it?
It dang sure is.
Turn those dudes loose.
And it's kind of exciting. I mean, the quarterbacks are running for their lives. I mean, the pressure is unbelievable.
Yeah, we got after another night. I had a guy call me. Smokey called me. He said, are these stats correct? I said, yeah, they're correct. We had like
Did you say
19
if you
tackles
listened
for-
on the iHeart Music app to 106.5,
I didn't have it.
you could have heard it.
I didn't have it at the time. I could have texted it to him.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got it now. I've got
Let
it
me
now.
send it to you,
Yeah.
David.
But we had like whatever it was, 19 tackles for loss, 13 sacks or something. Yeah, that's what do you term a sack? I said when he tries to pass the ball and he gets sacked.
Yeah, what do you call
What's
a
a
sack?
tackle for a loss? So when they
David.
try to run it and they get tackled behind the line of scrimmage, that's a tackle for loss. So I mean, I don't know how else you judge that. So
Yeah, maybe in Waco they do it differently. I don't know.
Yes, I don't know.
You mentioned the weather, and I wanted to come back because I wrote a note down about that. It made it difficult, and there were some upsets last week directly caused by the weather. It can be the great neutralizer.
It is a great neutralizer.
Yeah.
And the way our football team's built, we can handle the weather.
Yeah.
If you're forced to have to go heavy run, and I feel like we have a chance to do that.
The
And we can
04
stop the
was it
run.
04 or 05 loss in the first round? Wasn't that wind a big part of it?
Was a big factor.
Yeah.
Couldn't throw the ball, and missed some field goal
Kicks.
attempts.
Yep.
So-
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
Well,
That's,
it's a good example of what can
It is.
happen to even a team like Longview that is built to go to wind, rain, snow, cold, hot, whatever.
Yeah.
You can still bite you.
It can.
Yeah.
It's last year against McKinney North. I thought it was a factor.
Mm-hmm.
We had a tough win, and I thought it had an effect on how we played and what we did.
Crosby's offensive line, not what we thought they were going in, because we destroyed them.
They're not one of the better offensive lines we faced. We knew that their scheme would give us problems. The quarterback was elusive. They had a couple of guys they could get the ball to, and we just denied them. I mean, they had a hard time getting the ball to them, and our defensive line disrupted everything.
What about Lone Star? What's their offensive line? In
Frisco
comparison?
Lone Star's probably got one of the better offensive lines we faced. I think probably McKinney North was pretty good. Lancaster did well with what they do. They're not a run team. They're a drop back, empty protection team. But McKinney North's heavy run, and this line may be a little bit better now. I think they are.
All right, let's take a quick break, come back, and we'll talk more about Frisco Lone Star. It's the area round of the playoffs, round number 2, Kincaide Stadium. Kickoff coming up at 7 o'clock right here on your home for Longview Lobo football, 106.5 Jack FM.
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. Sleek and sporty or bold and spacious, we have the SUV you're looking for to fit you and your lifestyle. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery, or come see us to reserve the SUV you need with the options you want. Peters Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Stuffing more people in your house this holiday? You'll be thankful for the fastest internet. Get Cable Link's broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data together for under $25 per month. All your wireless devices connect best with Cable Link's broadband, especially when you have friends and family come over with all their devices. Plus, we make it easy to switch. There's no credit check, no money up front, and no deposit. This holiday, gather family and friends for pie and Wi-Fi. Download family games at cablelinks.com/thankful. That's cablelinks.com/thankful. And get Cable Links broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data under $25 per month. Order Cable Links today at 800-903-0508. That's 800-903-0508. Or email support at cablelinks.com. Or click to chat through cablelinks.com. Offers expire without notice and many factors affect speed. Other restrictions may apply.
And for the win, name something that is hard to find.
Your keys, 4-leaf clover, needle in a haystack, true love.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is a job. Better luck next time.
Don't trust luck. Trust First Choice Personnel. For years, First Choice has been delivering hard-to-find talent, even in highly competitive sectors. First Choice Personnel will be the only choice you need. FirstChoicePersonnel.net.
Why hire the Lobo lawyers? Because if you've been seriously injured through no fault of your own, you don't have to fight the insurance company alone. We are your pack, and we will fight for you. When it's time to Lobo up and lawyer up, call Sorey and Hoover, the Lobo Lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. Board-certified personal injury trial lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN. Story and Hoover, the Lobo Lawyers.
Soapy's Car Wash, a longtime sponsor of Longview Lobo football. Now with their third location in Lakeport, plus the original on Highway 80 and their self-serve location on Wall Street in Longview. For savings and convenience, get a monthly pass good at the Highway 80 location or in Lakeport. Soapy's is a place to be. Once again, Soapy's Car Wash is proud to support Longview Lobo football. Go Lobo!
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
Harlan, the Sports Guy, Pigskin Bob, head coach John King on the John King Coaches Show, presented by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Buick, and Fiat. Serving Longview, Texas for just a ton of years, supporting Lobo football, and we sure do appreciate them. Brian Houston, Johnny Vaughn, boy, that experiment has worked out. I don't know how much you've gotten to hear of highlights or anything, but boy, they have become an awesome radio team, and we're excited that this experiment has worked out.
Well, me too. Good choice. You know, Johnny's got a lot of Lobo knowledge, and Brian's been a pro the whole time.
He really is.
Yeah, does an excellent
doing a great job.
And you and I worked on that kind of side, hand in hand. We had to have the radio people happy. We had to have the Lobo people happy. We had to make Brian happy, and it's worked out really well. Before we get into this week's game, I want to share something with you. We had a game Thursday night, and we were interviewing a coach this week, and your name came up, and he says, well, John King, that's the measuring stick that every coach in East Texas compares himself to. And you probably know that, whether you want to admit it or not. You're in that upper echelon. And state championship, the Longview program, the tradition of success, that's got to be a heck of a feeling in this little fish pond of the world. It ain't the biggest fish pond, but it's a pretty fun fish pond, and you're one of the big cats.
I guess in terms of longevity, that's about it. That's where I'm in the upper echelon. Not many people have had the same job for 19 years.
Right.
But there's some really good coaches out in East Texas, and some that have moved on to, like Jeff, he's at college level now. I mean, Scott Surratt has 8 state championships.
But you know what, Coach job Jeff always wanted?
He wasn't getting this one.
He wanted this one. He wanted the green hoodie.
Sure he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. He told us years ago, boy, if John King ever stepped down, that's the job I want.
Well, he'd done an excellent job. I don't doubt that. But no, to me, East Texas football, it doesn't get any better than that.
It is a credit to you, sir.
Well, I do appreciate that, but it's a credit to East Texas.
And when a coach, you're just randomly in a 3A game going to carry his game, and he brings up John King, that's the measuring stick we all measure ourselves by.
He might have been trying to get on our pregame show.
Right. But now the other one I'm trying to say around John King, we won't say on the radio, but yes.
Well,
you did make his radar.
The thing about East Texas, and for all of us, you can coach kids. You can coach them hard. Can't do that everywhere. And I just think it's the East Texas community itself where parents still want you hard on their kids.
For example, doesn't it seem like it would be a challenge to coach in one of these 45 Frisco high schools? I think they opened another one since we started this interview.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Right? Frisco John King opened 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's a challenge.
It's got to be.
Yeah. The thing that you have here is tradition, with all these East Texas schools.
Yeah.
They've been around for hundreds of years. Up there's no tradition, no loyalty. Nobody know. I mean, don't even know who you're going to school with. Who do we name it after? I mean, who's going to be the coach? They don't know. So we're in a good place out here, and hope it stays that.
You and Johnny this morning talking about the old Texarkana Lobo rivalries and the fight y'all had. We had a fight in our game last night, so we were talking about that. Yeah. Go ahead, Bob. I'm sorry.
I was going to ask you, if you don't mind me asking, about the football game that's going to be played tonight.
Do you think they'll cancel it?
No.
Okay. You predicted last night they would not cancel.
I did not predict. I was just making a comment about what it would take.
I don't think they're going to cancel it.
What would it take to cancel a game if there's a fight? That was one of the things. But that's not the question I was going to ask you. The fact that you've never played this team before, how does that play into your preparation to get ready for them? Does it matter that y'all have never seen each other before and there's no history?
Last week was kind of the same way, but we've had that several times throughout the playoffs. There's some unknowns that you wish you had answers to. I mean, getting to know that coach, what's his track record? How's he going to act when they get in a pressure situation? I mean, where does he like to, pull out his bag of tricks?
Yeah.
All those things you don't really know. No, we swapped all 11 games. So we got 11 games from this year on them. So we've watched every video, but there's still things they've done in the past they may go back to that you're not aware of. So sometimes you can watch too much film. You can worry about too much stuff.
Paralysis by analysis.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, we always try to go back and watch 4 or 5 films that, good opponent, similar schemes to what we do, and say, here's what we're going to go about. Now, watch the rest of these if you see any trick plays or unusual plays. But, to me, that's the only thing. But I know Jeff Rayburn currently served together on the Texas High School Coach Association Board of Directors. Great guy. Has had an excellent career there. Just got his 100th win last week. So, guy's been there and done it.
Did you call him up and congratulate him and say that's cute?
No.
I've done that twice.
I've seen
you want me to call him?
You won't see 101 this year. Is that what you mentioned to him?
Is it? Bob brings up an interesting point. You never played this team before. Is it really so much about the color of the uniforms and the laundry, or is it more about have you coached against this coach?
To me, it's have you coached against them.
Yeah.
Knowing and actually knowing their physicality and their speed. Because you can see one thing on tape, sometimes it's a different live, because maybe the opponent they're doing it against. It could be a weaker opponent or a stronger opponent, making them look good or bad, however you want to look at it. But I think, it's kind of like when people play us. Just the pounding they take over 4 quarters, they don't understand what it takes.
Don't understand.
It kind of wears on you late in the game. And to say you're going to go out there and do this is one thing, but actually go and do it's another. And we've been on the bad side of that too now. Maybe misjudge somebody's speed or physicality or whatever else. But yeah, you sometimes you can't catch all that on tape.
Yeah, and you made the comment earlier about we're not going to win any games coming off the bus. I always go back to that Dallas Carter game at Corsicana several years ago,
2008,
when they were jawing. But before the jawing and they bring a sledgehammer over to show you how strong they are, something dumb. They didn't need to do that. They look like NFL players, right? And I'm like, our little Lobos got that defensive line. Are you kidding me? And y'all shoved them around.
Kind of like the scene off of Friday Night Lights, wasn't it?
Yes, it really was.
So it was an eerie feeling. I was like, my God, did they actually do that?
Because it was the Carter Cowboys.
That's
right. And they looked incredible. Their defensive line had to be 6'5" across the board. And your little 5'7" offensive line manhandled them.
Yep, it's just kind of how we're built. That's what I tell people. I mean, iron sharpens iron. These kids get after it each day. Spring football. They're going to fight. They're going to scratch. They're going to claw. They don't care. If they're playing the Dallas Cowboys,
right,
they're going to play their tails off. That's just kind of how they are. They like to get frenzied up and rally together and play.
I like their chances against either one of those Cowboys.
All right, now they do have some athletes over there, and
yes,
one in particular is the Fryman kid, the quarterback.
Excellent athlete.
What does he do that's so good?
His foot speed. He's elusive. He can throw the ball. He did not start out as the starting quarterback. He played in the secondary. And then they lost their starting quarterback, went with another kid. Then they wound up moving him over full time, and they hadn't lost a game since. He's a handful. And they got a freshman running back, the Gross kid, that complements that. Big H-back, 18, I forget his name. 4 is their outstanding skill player that they'll play both ways. He can stretch the field, and he's also their best corner, great tackler. And then, just their scheme. I mean, they're going to do zone read. They're going to do design quarterback runs. But Fryman is the problem. He's the one you got to control.
He leads the team in rushing as the quarterback.
Yeah. He's an athlete. You can call it wildcat every snap. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And they're going to get you in one-on-one situations and take some shots.
But he's never had to do it with flying mean Lobos all over the place, coming out of nowhere. How many are there, Coach? Are they got 13 on defense?
Raining Lobos.
I hope we can get playing like that tonight.
I
don't have to.
It's because it's fun to listen to. We're back here getting ready for our dumb show and listening to the Lobos, and it's so fun to just hear every other snap, another sack, another trap, another blown up play. Oh, turnover, Willie Nelson.
Yeah,
it's so fun.
While we're listening, we're feeding our faces like an assistant coach back there. We're really getting into it.
I've seen a few of those guys,
like a Wascom assistant coach. Well, Coach, we always got to make plans. So I guess If we go 1-0 this week, we'll do the show Wednesday morning before Thanksgiving. How's that sound?
Sounds great to me.
All right, let's do it. We'll get ready for hopefully round number 3 next week. Good luck tonight. Kincaide Stadium always treats the Lobos well, doesn't it?
Most of the time.
You like going there?
You're 13-3.
They don't know that. That's another thing a Frisco coach wouldn't know. You don't want to play the Lobos at Kincaide Stadium. Are you crazy?
Well, I'm just glad we found a stadium that was neutral.
Go play them in Shreveport.
That's
for
not
God's
neutral.
Sake.
Yeah, it is. It's down I-20. Where else are we going to play?
Yeah, that's a good neutral field.
It is.
Because Frisco's...
I didn't want to get on 635 or 75. I don't want to get up in that hub. Like I-20. I'm kind of a east and west I-20 guy. I'll do that.
He orders the number 1 wherever he goes.
Right.
Cash only.
All right. Thank you.
That's right. That's John King with the John King Coaches Show. For Pigskin Bob, I'm Harlan, the sports guy. We're going to take a break, come back, and we'll send it to Kincaide Stadium for Brian Houston, Johnny Vaughn. Kickoff coming up. Lobos in the area round of the playoff, taking on the Frisco Lone Star Rangers right here on your home for Longview Lobo football, 106.5 Jack FM.
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. The Ram truck lineup at Peters Ram is designed to go further and experience more. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve the Ram truck that's right for you with the options you want. Peters Ram in Longview.
This has been the John King Coaches Show on 106.5 Jack FM.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
Bitches RV is a bit new around here, so we have questions. What exactly is bigger in Texas? Is it really everything, or is it just high school football? We can't wait to see for ourselves every Friday night with our Longview Lobos family. Bitches is built on family and fun and lifelong memories. Sounds like football in Texas, right? So we got your back every pregame, tailgate, postgame, after party, and everything in between. Go Lobos! Bitches RV, where memories begin.
Dan Story has been named to the top 10 nursing home lawyers in the state of Texas. Many East Texans have questions about the care of their loved ones in a nursing home. They just don't know who to ask. If you suspect your loved one has been abused in a nursing home, unexplained falls and bruises, malnutrition and bed sores, call for a free consultation. 903-CALL-DAN. As a community, it's important to look out and protect our elderly population. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN.
Injuries aren't planned, and here at Longview Orthopedic, we're going to work together with patients to try to attain the best outcome possible for them. We have the ability to treat all injuries for all patients and athletes of all ages. One thing I want patients to understand is that, I've been in their situation. I played football at Texas A&M University, played offensive line, I was a guard, and being an athlete, suffering injuries, and having that passion to get back on the field gave me a really good perspective on the other side of the line as a treating physician now here at the Longview Orthopedic Clinic.
Start checking at Telco Plus Credit Union to be a winner. Their checking accounts are awesome. Direct deposit is paid 2 days early. Bill pay is free. Overdraft or no overdraft options. And they set you up to win a free app, low balance alerts, and budget software. They have discounts for students and seniors. Open a checking account today with your hometown credit union, Telco Plus, to save and earn more. Federal insured by the NCUA. Checking approval and membership qualifications apply. Visit telcoplus.org for details and restrictions.
Do you know any experienced health professionals? If so, the team at Christus Good Shepherd would love to meet them. Call us today at 833-315-GOOD and you could receive $1,500 for the referral. We need associates in surgery, lab, imaging, nursing, respiratory, and therapy. At Christus, we value what each individual brings to our mission and aim to create a culture where quality of work and quality of life live harmoniously. It's a win-win. Call today, 833-315-4663.
What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. Any dogs in the house? Woo, 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 woo. Any dogs in the house? Woo, 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 woo. Now, with that out of the way, shall we begin?
Hell yeah! 106.5 106.5 Jack FM presents Longview Lobo High School football.
Lobo Nation, you're listening to the Lobo Radio Network on KOOI Jacksonville. Brought to you by Peter Chevrolet Chrysler Dodge Jeep Buick and Longview. Longview Kilgore Cable TV. The law offices of Sorey and Hoover. Eastman Credit Union. First Choice Personnel. Soapy's Car Wash. Bish RV of Longview. Christus Good Shepherd Medical Center. The Bug Police. Flood Out Restoration. McDaniel's Quality Body Works. And Telco Plus Credit Union. Lobo Nation. Are you ready? The Lobos are on 106.5 Jack FM.
Lobo Nation, it's time for Longview High School football on 106.5 Jack FM. Live from Kincaide Stadium in Dallas. It's the area round of the Class 5A Division I playoffs. The number one ranked, undefeated Longview Lobos against the 9-2 Frisco Lone Star Rangers. I'm Brian Houston along with Johnny Vaughn. Good evening. The Lobos of Coach John King are a perfect 11-0. They're coming off a 49-15 by-district win over the Crosby Cougars. The District 7-5A Division I champs got a 5-touchdown night from star tailback Taylor Tatum and an amazing 13 quarterback sacks from their defense. Tatum leads the offense with 1,311 rushing yards, 98 receiving yards, 25 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving score. While the Lobo defense has stars all over the field, they're led by linebacker Tadarian Boone, who has 75 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 8 pass breakups, 6 sacks, 4 interceptions, 3 defensive touchdowns, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and 1 blocked punt. The Lobos are giving up 8 points per game. The Frisco Lone Star Rangers are the second-place team from 6-5A Division I. Frisco Lone Star started the season number 5 in the state before falling to Frisco Reedy in Week 3, 13-7. In both of their losses this year, the Rangers lost the turnover battle. Coach Jeff Rayburn's team is 9-2 on a 7-game winning streak. They are led by senior quarterback Bennett Fryman, who started the year as a safety. But Lone Star lost 2 quarterbacks, and they moved Fryman to quarterback, and all he's done is lead the team in rushing with 753 yards and 9 scores on the ground, in addition to passing for 1,547 yards and 19 scores. The Rangers like to run the ball with Fryman and freshman running back Davian Gross, who has 505 yards and is averaging over 7 yards per carry. The Rangers defense doesn't do all the blitzing and stunting that Crosby did last week, but they are very sound on every level. Coach John King says Lone Star may be the best team the Lobos have played this year. It is Longview versus Frisco Lone Star at Kincaide Stadium. Bring it on, Johnny Vaughn. Now, Johnny, your keys to victory tonight.
Well, I think the first thing you got to talk about, especially in the playoffs, is the key is not to make mistakes. You don't want to turn the ball over. You don't want to fumble, throw interceptions, get penalties, all of those things, get punt blocked. That's the first thing. But tonight, I think is the biggest key to this game, I believe, is Bennett Fryman, the quarterback. This is the guy that led the team in rushing. He also can throw the ball. He's a left-handed. He's very accurate. So I think Longview has got to control him, contain him. It used to be the quarterbacks a lot of times led the team in rushing and were good passers, but you don't see that much anymore. And we haven't seen anybody this year with a quarterback exactly like this. Also, he's a left-hander, which is something else.
That drives you crazy, doesn't it?
They're just so difficult to play against left-handed quarterbacks. It's like a left-handed pitcher. But the containment of the quarterback, I think, is the biggest key for Longview.
Lobos lost the toss. They are going to get the ball to start the ball game. They are in their all-white jerseys and pants with the green headgear, the green numerals on the jerseys. Frisco in all blue, dark blue, with gray numbers. And they are going to be kicking off from our left to our right. It is 43 degrees. The wind is blowing about 15 miles an hour right now. It swirls in the stadium. And the wind chill, the last time I looked, was at 37 degrees. So it is a cold, windy night. And oddly enough, there's not a great crowd here from the Frisco Lone Stars side. They are the designated home team tonight, even though they are the second-place team in their district, and Longview's the district champion. Not sure how all that works, but that's the way it works tonight. And so what we're going to see is number 88, Chase Lanham, kicking off, again from our left to our right. And we'll see the Lobos on offense first. One thing to note, Johnny, last week, Frisco Lone Star rushed the ball 49 times in that ball game. They like to run the ball. They're not a pass-happy team. They will run it, lots of zone read, and then they'll take deep shots.
Yeah, and again, that's why you got to contain the running game, the quarterback. It's going to be a different look than we've seen all year from anybody.
Well, you know they're a good football team if they were preseason ranked number 5 in the state. Things just didn't work out for them early with injuries, but they have come on strong here in the last 7 ball games to win 7 in a row. Again, Lobos 11-1 in their 12 previous visits to Kincaide Stadium. They like playing in this stadium. They have a 17-10 UIL area round playoff record since 1983. And they are 13-3 in the second round of the postseason under John King. The kickoff is short. It's taken at the 20 by Jalen Hale. Bringing it out to the 25. He's trying to get around the far edge, and he won't make it. He's dropped back at the 25-yard line. And so the Lobos will start 1st and 10 on their own 25. And they'll start with Tavian Morgan at center. Fernando Longoria gets the start. Mongo Williams out with a bad ankle. Jacoby Watts at the other guard. The tackles Martin Guerrero and Jax Norman. Angel Ramos is the tight end. The receivers Jalen Hale and DeKalen Reese. Jordan Allen is the quarterback. Elijah Johnson the fullback. And Taylor Tatum is the tailback. Starting at the 27-yard line.
There's movement on the line.
Already, not a good way to start.
I'll start. 5 feet.
And the microphone's cutting out, so they're not having a good way to start either. They'll back it up 5 yards. It'll go to the 22-yard line.
That was Longoria that moved on the first play, too. It's getting his first start. He's probably a little nervous.
This is a tough place to start. They're going to come out in the I formation. 2 wide outs to the left side. They'll turn and hand it off to Taylor Tatum. Tatum looking for room, going to get just maybe a yard on the play before he's knocked down. The front line for Lone Star, they run a 3-man line. Luke Miller and Robert Scipio are on the outsides. Austin Rodriguez on the nose. The linebackers are good. Cannon Woods, Massimo Russolilio, Blake Fan, and Trey Yanez. The corners, Jalen Braxton and Bruce Mitchell. And Luke Hudson and Aiken Adigan are the safeties. They're in the gun now on 2nd down and 14. And bouncing it outside again. Breaking a tackle, getting across the 30 to about the 35-yard line. And that's, I believe that's Elijah Johnson that time.
It was. And he made a nice move to elude a tackle and turned it up. It's a nice gain on 2nd down.
So the ball now at the 32-yard line, and it's 3rd down and 5 for the Lobos on their first offensive series of this ball game.
If we don't pick up this first here, we're going to have to punt into a very strong win. So this is an important play early in this game.
Lobos will come out with 3 wideouts to the left side. They'll have a running back lined up to Allen's left. They'll toss it left to Elijah Johnson, who tries to find room up the middle, and he's nailed right there. The defense holds, and the tackle made by number 24 for Lone Star, Trey Yanez, and that's going to be 3 and out for the Lobos, and they'll have to punt the football.
Impressive defense on that play. They strung the play out and contained Johnson, and now Longview's going to punt into this difficult win.
Michael Fields, the line of scrimmage is the 31. He's back at his own 18. He gets the punt off. It's high, and it bounces at the 45 in Lone Star territory. Takes a big Longview roll and is down back at the 32. That's going to be a 37-yard punt, and it's going to be Frisco Lone Star now 1st and 10, and they'll come out with an offensive line of Gary Lastly at center, Cooper Stewart and Xavier Olivo at guards. Xavier Parker and Eric Lofi are the tackles. The quarterback, Bennett Fryman. Davian Gross is the freshman running back. Chris Viveros, Jalen Braxton, Evan Stein, and Jaden Burnett are the receivers. They'll come out in a power set from the gun. And play action and a deep shot already down the right sideline, and it's broken up, and a flag goes down, and pass interference is going to be called against Ja'Caven Curry.
Curry was beaten, and he just reached out and pushed the receiver. Actually, it's not a bad play on his part because he was beaten deep, and it's going to bring it back to a penalty had he let him go. I think it might have been a touchdown.
Jalen Braxton was the intended receiver. Braxton is an Arkansas commit. He is a big-time receiver. He's caught 38 passes, scored 6 touchdowns. He's a two-way starter too, Johnny, which you just don't find on 5A level. He is also an outstanding cornerback.
Now, not many two-way players anymore.
Tells you about how good an athlete he is. They move the ball to the 49. It's 1st and 10 for Lone Star at their own 49. Again, a double wing. Now shifting over to the right side, 2 blocking backs, and the quarterback will run a power keeper to the right side, and he'll get to the Longview 46-yard line for a gain of about 5 on the play. Lobos defense, Omarion Watkins is at the nose, Zarius Shepard and Billy Smith are the ends. The linebackers, Jeremiah Rusley, Caden Brooks, Tadarian Boone, and Chase Smith. The corners, Jaden Simmons, Ja'Caven Curry, Willie Nelson, and Buda Garrett are the safeties. It's 2nd down and 5. In Lobo territory. Zone read, quarterback's going to keep it. This time he's got nowhere to go. He's going down for a loss on the play. And making the tackle on the play is LaQuaven Jackson.
That's great defense. They strung that out and boxed him in. He had nowhere to go.
Lost back to the 49-yard line in Lobo territory. It is 3rd down and 8, and a timeout is going to be called. Longview's calling the timeout. With 8:34 to go in the first quarter, no score. Let's take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
The best things in life are free. You know, the simple things. Things that bring us joy, comfort, and peace of mind. Things you simply enjoy. With Eastman Credit Union's Beyond Free checking account, that's exactly what you'll get. A checking account that meets your financial needs with no hassles, no hidden fees, and all the features that make managing your money stress-free. Experience the freedom of a Beyond Free checking account from Eastman Credit Union. Open your account today at ecu.org/free.
Lobos apparently didn't like the alignment or the defense that they had called on 3rd down and 8. Lone Star at the Longview 49-yard line. Scoreless ball game. And Lone Star will send 3 wideouts to the right, a lone wide receiver to the left. Now they'll send their running back, Gross, into the slot to the right, and a quick bubble screen out there. Braxton across the 40 and run out of bounds at the 47-yard line by Chase Smith. It's not going to be enough for the first down, so it'll be 4th down and about 7 at the Longview 47-yard line. And the punter's coming back out on the field. And that's going to be Chase Lanham. The line of scrimmage is the Longview 48-yard line. Lanham is back at his own 39. And back deep, Willie Nelson at the 10-yard line. Again, the wind to his back, we think. The punt, a long one. And Nelson takes it at the 5, bobbles it, and then is able to take off, but he's going to be tackled inside the 5-yard line. Should have let it bounce into the end zone.
That's a mistake, as he caught that on the sideline at the 3-yard line. He should have just let it go because he's made a lot of plays. I can understand, but that puts the offense really in a bad position to start this series.
8:16 to go in the first quarter. No score. Longview and Frisco Lone Star. Area round of the playoffs. Lobos have the football at their own 4-yard line after Nelson fielded that punt and almost fumbled it. They'll be in the I formation, 2 tight ends, 1 wide receiver lined up in close, and they'll hand it off to Tatum. He fumbled the ball. Loose ball. Let's see who comes up with it. I think Longview must have recovered it. Boy, I'm telling you, it's scary down there right now.
That's 2 drops in a row. both of them we've ended up with the ball, but
Longview looking just a little shaky out of the gates right now. They got it to the 7-yard line. That's about a 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 7, and thank goodness they didn't lose the ball. This time Allen in the gun. He'll hand it off to Elijah Johnson. Trying up the middle, Elijah Johnson pushing the pile, getting across the 10 to the 15-yard line, to the 20, and it's a 1st down for the Lobos. What a run by Elijah Johnson.
He's such a powerful runner. I mean, he pushed the whole pile for about half of that yardage.
So that gets them out of the hole. That's the main thing. Now they got a little bit of breathing room with 7:21 to play in the first quarter, no score. Again, they come out in the I formation with 2 tight ends. That may be what they'll be in most of the night tonight because of this wind. Hand off to Tatum. Tatum, no running room whatsoever. And he gets knocked down, and there's a flag late coming from way back in the secondary.
I think it's going to be against us.
I think you're right. Jalen Hale was in the vicinity of where that flag was thrown, so some kind of illegal block thrown back there possibly. Unnecessary because he was so far out of the play it didn't even matter. He was in another state.
Well, we've already in this first possession.
It's ugly.
Had some plays that we don't need to make.
It was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. You can't do that in a game like this. That's a 15-yard penalty. Backs the Lobos up all the way back to the 11-yard line, and it's going to make it a 2nd down and 19.
Keep in mind, we're going to have to throw if we throw into the wind, which makes it even doubly hard.
And even beyond that, if you just stay on the ground, you still got to punt it into the wind.
Yeah.
Ball's at the 12-yard line. They're in the I formation again. And again, play action. Allen rolls to his right. He'll throw a short pass, almost intercepted. Oh, my gosh. It was just a quick rollout out there. And he threw it behind the intended receiver, Reese. And it was almost picked off by Colin Blackstock.
Should have been picked off. It's hit him right in the hands.
Boy, they are flirting with disaster here in the first quarter. So now it's 3rd down and 19. Lobos ball. Need to get this out of your system and then settle down here. I formation, 2 wideouts to the right. I got to believe they're just going to play this safe and run the football. They delay draw, hand off Tatum up the middle. Tatum's going to get across the 16, and that's it. He's nowhere near what they need for the 1st down. They were going to have to get to the 31. So Longview deciding to play it safe, punt the football, and let the defense come back out on the field.
What a terrible series.
Everything bad you could have happen to you happened on that series from the time they fielded the punt inside the 4-yard line.
And now we got to punt into the wind.
Fields back at his own 4-yard line. Gets the snap almost blocked. And then it bounces at the Longview 40 and takes a Longview roll and dies at the Lone Star 40-yard line. That's going to be a 49-yard punt by Michael Fields. So that would tell me that they're not kicking into the wind right now. It's a swirling situation because the north end zone's wide open, and yet you've got a huge basketball arena in the south end zone, tall building, so it makes this wind tend to swirl. While you might see flags standing straight out on one side, you'll see them dead flat on the other side. It makes it really hard to determine which way this wind's blowing. 2 backs. They'll hand it off up the middle, and he gets 10 yards. That's a nice run by Gross for almost 10 yards. He got it. It's going to be 2nd down and 1 at the 48-yard line. Again, a double wing in the gun. And they'll hand it off to Gross again. Bounces it outside. 45, 40. Still on his feet. Finally knocked down by number 3, Chase Smith, the linebacker, but not before he picked up a first down to the 38-yard line. That's a 15-yard gain for Lone Star. 5:20 to go first quarter. Rangers on the move. Split backfield and a blocking back in the slot. They'll hand it off to Gross. Gross bounces outside again. This time good lateral pursuit. Chase Smith again, along with number 99, Billy Smith. And it's a loss on the play. Actually, no gain. Second down and 10. From the 38 right up to the line of scrimmage. Split backfield from the gun. Power back to the left. Now they check the sidelines and freeze the defense. He'll change the play. Fryman back in the gun. Snap is back. Hand off. No, play action. Deep shot again, this time way overthrown. And once again intended for his favorite receiver, Jalen Braxton, who was double covered that time.
Yeah, that was good coverage. The ball was overthrown anyway.
Third down and 10. They're at the Longview 38-yard line and would like to get off the field here. Lobos have had poor field position most of this game. They'll hand it off, sweeping left. No, Braxton's going to keep it, and Fryman is going to go right up the middle. Bennett Fryman's going to get to the 25-yard line. A 14-yard run on a zone read. Everybody was playing the running back to sweep, and he took it right up the middle. And that's where he's really dangerous.
And there's just a gaping hole there also.
Split backfield in the gun. Power back to the left. Handoff. Gross. Gross will try the middle and have nowhere to go. Interior of the Longview defense. Shutting him down right there. Led by Billy Smith. And 3:59 to play in the first quarter. It's been a fast one. Second down and 11 now. The ball at the 26-yard line in Longview territory. No score here. Lone Star has the ball. Again, 3 running backs, 2 of them flanking either side of the quarterback, and a timeout called as Jeff Rayburn didn't like what he saw from his offense. Let's take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
East Texas. It's simpler life that we all enjoy and one we call home. We've been serving our neighbors for over 60 years. From the very beginning, through the college years, and when they return to begin their lives. We're more than a bank, established in Texas for Texans. We're East Texas Professional Credit Union, and we're here for you. Welcome home.
Frisco let the play clock get down to almost nothing, so they called a timeout. The ball game tonight brought to you by Flood Out, Bug Police, First Choice Personnel, National Wholesale Supply, McDaniel's Quality Body Works. It's second down and 11. Power to the left side. Again, that quarterback zone read. He keeps it up the middle, and again, he's not going to get anything. Billy Smith threw him back. So good job by the Longview defense, holding him to about a yard. Other sponsors of the ball game tonight, Telco Plus Credit Union, Longview Orthopedics, Bish RV, Christus Medical Center, Soapy's Car Wash, East Texas Professional Credit Union, and GZ's Asian Bistro. Third down and 10 at the Longview 25 for Lone Star. Double wing, a running back lined up on the right side of Bennett Fryman, the quarterback. He's in the gun. They'll hand it off to Gross. Picks his hole, busts through into the secondary, still on his feet at the 15-yard line. He won't get the first, but he's going to get, maybe he will. He's gotten awfully close to it. They spot him a little short, but they may measure this.
And that's just a power run by him, too. He was hit. It's just like Elijah Johnson does. He moved the whole pile and turned what looked like would be no gain into a gain, and just short of the first down.
They are going to try a field goal. They're going to spot the ball at the 23-yard line. It's going to be a 33-yard try. Snap is back, ball is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. And Chase Lanham knocked it through, and it's 3-0 Frisco. Lone Star with 1:59 to go in the first quarter. They draw first blood. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
And for the win, name something that is hard to find.
Your keys, 4-leaf clover, needle in a haystack, true love.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is a job. Better luck next time.
Don't trust luck. Trust First Choice Personnel. For years, First Choice has been delivering hard-to-find talent, even in highly competitive sectors. First Choice Personnel will be the only choice you need. FirstChoicePersonnel.net.
Chase Lanham with a 33-yard field goal for Lone Star, and they lead it 3-0 on Longview with 1:59 to go here in the first quarter. And it's not been a particularly crisp first quarter for the Lobos.
We've made a lot of mistakes that we haven't been making all year, and we've actually kind of fortunate that it's only 3-0.
No doubt about that. Lanham's going to kick off from our left to our right. It's a short kick this time. It'll be taken at the 23-yard line and then brought back to the 30, and down he goes right there. Kickoff was returned by number 27, Mekhi Stewart. And so the Lobos will take over with 1:54 to go here in the first quarter. They'll start at their own 33-yard line. All right, time for the Lobos to settle down and start playing offense the way we know they can. 1st and 10, they're in the I. Handoff, Tatum bounces it outside, 45, 50, dances, cuts, 45, 30, 25. He's caught from behind and knocked out of bounds at the 11-yard line. And that defender saved a touchdown. Tackle was made by number 17, Luke Hudson, the safety. Ball is going to be spotted all the way down at the 12-yard line. That is going to be a 57-yard run by Tatum.
That was just an unbelievable. He made a move, cut out to the left side, and went up the sideline and was saving tackle down on 12. But what a run by him!
No doubt. Now they're in the backfield in the gun. They have a run back to the right side. They'll hand it off to Elijah Johnson. Busted outside. Gets to the corner. Cuts it up the middle to the 7 to the 5-yard line. 7-yard gain. And the Lobos finally starting to show a little life here offensively. He got 6, actually. It'll be 2nd down and 4. This would be a heck of an answer for the Lobos to come back and drive it down their throats here.
Especially the way we've been playing up to this point. That's really 2 good plays in a row for the Lobos.
Again in the gun, they send a lone wide receiver, Hale, out far left. They have a wing to the right. They'll hand it off to Johnson up the middle. He'll get to the 3. Might have the first down. They're going to spot him about a yard short, so it's going to be 3rd down and 1. And they'll spot him at the 4. He's got to get to the 3 for a first down with 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. Here come the Lobos. They're in the I again, 2 tight ends. Hale lined up on the right side. They'll hand it off to Tatum up the middle. Tatum dances, fights to the goal line. Touchdown, Longview. Taylor Tatum
with first blood for Longview.
A 4-yard touchdown run. A 67-yard drive. And Longview on top. 6-3 as Michael Fields comes on. Great answer by the Lobos.
Yeah, and plus
the kick is up, and the kick is good, and Longview leads it 7-3 with 19 seconds to go in the first quarter. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Why hire the Lobo lawyers? Because if you've been seriously injured through no fault of your own, you don't have to fight the insurance company alone. We are your pack, and we will fight for you. When it's time to Lobo up and lawyer up, call Sorey and Hoover, the Lobo lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. Board-certified personal injury trial lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN. Sorey and Hoover, the Lobo lawyers.
Taylor Tatum set the touchdown up with a 57-yard run inside the 20 and then took it in from 4 yards out. Longview on top for the first time tonight, 7-3 with 19 seconds to play here in the first quarter.
Yeah, they got that score into the win, and so now when they get the ball back, it'll be at their back. That was an impressive drive by Longview. A couple of good running plays, more like what we were expecting.
Now they kick it off. Fields is going to be taken at the 8-yard line, brought out to the 20. 23, and going down at the 23-yard line. The kick was returned by Jaden Barnett, and so they're going to start the drive at their own 24-yard line. Lone Star with an intriguing offense in that they run from the gun, but they run a lot of power formations. They'll have two running backs in with the quarterback. They'll also line up a slot right behind the right guard. They've got a double wing formation here. Now they'll send a man in motion to the left side, Evan Stein. He'll set up in the wing, and now Bennett Fryman will run it up the middle, the quarterback, and get across the 25. Short gain on the play, only about a yard. They show you a lot of looks, but they definitely want to block that run.
Yeah, they got a lot of power looks, too, where they get a lot of blockers out front, and they're able to move the ball. That's going to be it for the quarter.
At the end of one, Longview 7, Lone Star 3. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
Stuffing more people in your house this holiday? You'll be thankful for the fastest internet. Get Cable Link's broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data together for under $25 per month. All your wireless devices connect best with Cable Link's broadband, especially when you have friends and family come over with all their devices. Plus, we make it easy to switch. There's no credit check, no money up front, and no deposit. This holiday, gather family and friends for pie and Wi-Fi. Download Family Games at cablelinks.com/thankful. That's cablelinks.com/thankful. And get Cable Links broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data under $25 per month. Order Cable Links today at 800-903-0508. That's 800-903-0508. Or email support at cablelinks.com. Or click to chat through cablelinks.com. Offers expire without notice and many factors affect speed. Other restrictions may apply.
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
Second down and 9 for Frisco Lone Star as they open the second quarter in their own territory. They'll run a sweep and get blown up back in the backfield. That's quite a play back there defensively by the Lobos. As shooting through the line of scrimmage, I believe it was Caden Brooks.
That's what it looked like to me.
They had handed the ball off to, I believe, Evan Stein. And so now it's going to be third down and 12. They lost 2 yards on the play. One running back lined up to the left of the quarterback. Fryman throws it deep. It's overthrown. It was intended out there. Again, for Stein, he was covered out there by Jaden Simmons. And so Lone Star goes 3 and out. And the Longview defense starting to take charge.
Yeah, I think they get a better feel for what Lone Star's trying to do offensively.
Kind of like a heavyweight fight. You feel each other out for that first quarter. And now they go 3 and out, and Lone Star will have Lanham back at his own 8-yard line to punt it Willie Nelson's lined up at his own 41. A little bit of pressure almost got to him. And then Willie Nelson waves his hands this time, get away from the ball. It's a short punt. My goodness, they might have actually partially blocked it.
I think the reason for the short punts is there's so much pressure. If they didn't get it, he tried to hurry and went off a little bit the side of his foot, and Longview going to start with fantastic field position.
Wow, they are going to get the ball at the Frisco Lone Star 30-yard line. That was barely a 10-yard punt.
That's what you get when you have to kick into the wind.
Lobos in the I formation from their 30. Handoff to the tailback. Tatum busted outside to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Longview.
That guy's, he's such a good back. Wow. Made a move at the line of scrimmage and then goes right up the sideline for the score.
With 11 minutes to go in the first half, Tatum with a 30-yard run, his second touchdown of the night. Last week he had 5 scores. And the Lobos up 13-3 now. Fields comes on to try the extra point. Tutt will hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And with 11 minutes to go in the half, it's Longview 14, Lone Star 3. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Looking for a credit card with a great rate, no annual fee, and 24/7 fraud monitoring? An Eastman Credit Union Visa is exactly what you need this holiday season. Plus, through December 31st, you can earn more rewards and pay less interest. Earn double points on select net purchases using an ECU Cash Rewards or Platinum Preferred card, and pay 2.49% APR on all purchases using any ECU credit card. What are you waiting for? Visit ecu.org/earn more to get started today.
After a really short field, Lobos only have to go 30 yards. It's Taylor Tatum on one play for the score, makes it 14-3. Longview on top of Lone Star with 11 minutes to go. I want to say a special shout out to our Longview Orthopedic Athletes of the Week, Mia Kittner from St. Mary's Catholic School. She stars in volleyball, soccer, and basketball. Brody Eves from Carlisle High School is a football and track star. Congratulations to those Athletes of the Week from Longview Orthopedic Clinic. And the kickoff taken at the 6-yard line, brought out to the 10, 15, got a big hold to the 20, 25, breaks a tackle to the 30, 32-yard line. Good kickoff return by Frisco Lone Star. Braxton brought it out. And so the Rangers will have the ball now with 10:51 to go here in the first half. And they'll start at their own 32.
That's a really good return for them, so they get pretty good field position after Longview actually kicked with the win, and still got the good field position.
On 1st and 10, they'll send 2 wideouts to the right side. They have 1 running back lined up next to Fryman, a quarterback, and then they have a blocking back. Now he shifts to the left. No, he'll go back to the right. Blocking back's lined up on the left wing. Handoff to Gross up the middle, and he is knocked down immediately, smothered actually by Zarius Shepard. Got a maybe 2, possibly 3 out to the 35-yard line. It's 2nd down and 7. 2 wideouts to the right side. The ball is in the middle of the field. And a quick screen pass out to the left side, to the right side rather. And getting it out there is Jalen Braxton. And Braxton's going to be run out of bounds around the 42-yard line. It's going to be very close to the first down. Let's see where they spot it. They said 39 is where he ran out of bounds. So it's going to be 3rd down and 3. Lone Star again now with 3 wide this time. 2 to the left, 1 to the right to the short side of the field. Gross lined up on the left side of the quarterback, takes a handoff and shoots right up the middle and gets the first down to the 47-yard line. It's a gain of 8 and a first down for the Lone Star Rangers.
They're lucky right there as somebody got a hand on him, but he looked like he was fixing to break into the secondary and make a huge gain.
1st and 10 now, Lone Star. 3 wide to the left side this time. Again, a bubble screen out to Braxton. Braxton comes to the 47. He's run out of bounds by Willie Nelson, who gives him a little English at the end of the tackle as he runs him out of bounds. It stops the clock at 9:53 to go. It's only a 1-yard gain. 14-3, Longview on top in the area round of the Class 5A Division I playoffs. 2 wide to the right, 1 lone receiver to the short side of the field, which is the left side. They'll hand it off to Gross again. He tries the left side, nowhere to run. And again on the tackle, Caden Brooks.
Yeah, Caden Brooks having a nice game for himself.
Longview defense has been spectacular all year long. They've only given up 92 points all year. That's just over 8 points a game. 3rd down and 7 now. Lobos with a 4-man front. Play action. Fryman, left side, throws it, incomplete. At pass, incomplete, intended for Jaden Burnett. And it's going to be 4th down, and again, the Lobo defense holds. So they figured some things out here.
Yeah, it took them a little while in the first quarter, but it seems like they've got a gauge on what's going on now.
Rangers at their own 49-yard line. Punter is back at his own 35. Willie Nelson is at the Longview 20 to take the punt on 4th down and 6. No pressure this time. A low end-over-end punt that gets knocked out of bounds right at about the 25-yard line. They'll spot it at the 26. That's going to be a 26-yard punt. And Longview with the football with 9:11 to play in the first quarter. Tonight's ball game and the second quarter brought to you by Longview Kilgore Cable TV, the first to offer gig speeds to all the Longview area. Find them at cablelinks.com/getgignow. Lobos will start this drive with 9:11 to play in the first half. And they'll start at their own 26-yard line. They will hand it off. Up the middle, very little running room there. Still fighting to get yardage is Elijah Johnson. He doesn't give up, but he got maybe a yard on the play.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, so even pick up the yard was pretty impressive.
It's 2nd down and 9. Halftime, we'll be checking in with Harlan the Sports Guy and Pigskin Bob, previewing the Friday night scoreboard show on 105.7 KYKX. 2 wide outs to the left side this time. Johnson goes in motion to the left side. Allen over the middle, throws it to Hale, complete to the 40-yard line, 15 yards and a first down.
First completion for Longview, and Hale was over here by himself. He ran a little post route and was open and made the catch.
Lobo football with 8:15 to go in the first half. They lead at 14-3. Allen checks the sidelines. The Lobo bench to the far side tonight. A huge Longview crowd. They traveled well tonight. Single wide receivers left and right. And now they'll hand it off on a sweep, and he's stuffed at the line of scrimmage. That's Tatum, and he's got nowhere to go. Bottled up and thrown down for a loss on the play back to the 40-yard line. Good defense by Lone Star. Coach King, talking to him this morning, he told us that as opposed to Crosby that did a lot of wild blitzing and just throwing the kitchen sink basically at the Longview offense, so that Lone Star is not fancy. They just kind of line up, and they're very sound in their defense. They don't do a lot of tricking stuff. They just try to whip you physically. It's 2nd down and 11 now. Lobos in the I formation this time. Play action, and Allen will roll to his left right into the pressure. He throws it out in the wing to Elijah Johnson. The ball's off the mark, incomplete. Johnny, what'd you see?
Oh, DeKalen Reese ran the post route, and he was totally uncovered. And he just didn't see him. He went out to the flat through the incompletion. But Reese, they may come back to that because he was open.
He was down around the 30-yard line. So could have been a huge shot play for the Longview Lobos. Instead, it's 3rd down and 11. Here come the Lobos with 2 wideouts to the left side. They've got a lone receiver to the right, a wing to the left. Running back lined up on the right side of Allen. Back to throw. He goes. Steps, fires over the middle. It's overthrown. Incomplete, intended for Hale. Check that, Taylor Tatum, I believe.
Yeah, Tatum was in the slot. He just ran a little quick slant in. The ball was overthrown.
And again, it may have been with the wind back to his back, so the ball might have just taken off on him.
Yeah, it's tough to throw into or with the wind.
That's why I kind of had a feeling that Longview was going to lean on their running game tonight. They do it pretty much every week anyway, but in a game like this, as windy as it is and the swirling wind, you just don't know. Fields comes in to punt it. He gets the punt off. It's a fair catch taken at the 26-yard line. Jalen Braxton.
By Jalen Braxton at the Lone Star 27-yard line.
To the 27. That's going to be about a 34-yard punt for Longview. 6:50 to go in the first half. Longview plays the winner of Port Arthur Memorial and Frisco Wakeland. At the end of one quarter, Frisco Wakeland was leading Port Arthur Memorial 13-7. We'll keep an eye on that game for you. Starting at the 27-yard line. Lone Star handing off to Gross. And Gross tries the left side for little or no gain on the play. They stopped him for nothing. Longview defense playing very well now after a shaky start. They are starting to take control of the game defensively.
I think they started to figure out the offense, and they're playing much better.
Send a man in motion. Braxton to the near side. He sets up on the left. Back to throw on a play action. Fryman. Deep ball down the sidelines. It's overthrown. There was no chance that Evenheim, was going to have a chance to catch that. Back there deep. Jaden Simmons. Tadarian Boone also back there. So it's 3rd down and 10 now with 6:08 to play. Ball's at the Lone Star 27-yard line. And again, Lone Star having a hard time moving the ball now against the Lobo defense. They line up 3 running backs on the right side, one right behind the other. Play action, the left-hander, Fryman, throws it complete out to the 40, and he's tackled, and there's a flag on the play, which could likely be a face mask. Catch was made by number 19, Chris Viveros, and I got a feeling we're going to have 15 yards tacked onto it.
It was a good throw and a good catch, but
Lobos came up to gang tackle, and in the midst of that, that's when the flag came out.
Personal foul.
It is a personal foul, and it is a face mask.
Number 4.
And it's called against Tadarian Boone.
First down.
And so tack on 15 yards to a good pass play, and it puts the ball in Longview territory at the 45-yard line. 14-3, Longview on top, 5:56 to go, first half. From Kincaide Stadium in Dallas, Brian Houston along with Johnny Vaughn. And Lone Star with a running back to the left. They send a blocking back in motion to the left, and the quarterback's going to run a sweep to the left, and he's going to run into a wall of Lobos. No chance whatsoever. Jordan Wright in there. And Omarion Watkins as well. And the Longview defensive line stepping up now. 2nd down and 10, no gain. Twin wide receivers to either side now on this 2nd down play, and a blocking back lined up on the right side just outside the tackle. Bennett Fryman back to throw. Pressure coming. He'll run to his left. He fires it. It's caught at the 45-yard line to the 30, 35, 25, 20. Down to the 15-yard line is Jalen Braxton. And a big play for the Frisco Lone Star Rangers of 31 yards and a first down.
It was great pressure. The quarterback able to elude that and then make the great throw, and that's a big one for them.
Gets them to the 15, 1st and 10. Rangers ball. In the red zone, fade to the left side. Ball caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Rangers. Chris Viveris was the man who caught the ball. Jaden Simmons was beaten on the play. Just a fade to the back of the end zone on the left side, and he caught it in the corner and just on the sidelines. An excellent throw by Bennett Fryman. And a touchdown.
It's a good throw and a good catch and a good drive for them. Back-to-back big plays.
Lanham comes in to kick the extra point. Kick is up. Kick is good. And now with 4:37 to play in the first half, score is Longview 14, Lone Star 10. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. The Ram truck lineup at Peters Ram is designed to go further and experience more. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve the Ram truck that's right for you with the options you want. Peters Ram in Longview.
63-yard drive by Lone Star. Fryman threw a 31-yard pass to Braxton to the 15, and then Bennett Fryman throws the touchdown pass 15 yards, a fade to Chris Viveros in the left corner of the end zone, and it's 14-10 now. Longview's lead cut to 4 with 4:37 to play here in the first half.
That's a great counter by Lone Tree. They've been struggling. They've given up Longview a couple of touchdowns, and then they just drive down into the wind, make 2 back-to-back plays, one of them the fade route, and they've closed the gap with 4-4.
John King said they were a good football team. They're proving that. It's a short kickoff. It's taken to the 20, to the 30, 40, and then breaks outside to the 43-yard line where he's tackled there. Kelvin Washington was the up back who got that kickoff return, and the Lobos will have great field position. 4:31 to play here in the first half. And they're going to start at their own 44-yard line. Now we got a penalty. Oh, boy, this is going to be against Longview.
Block in the back.
Block in the back.
Number 28 on the return team.
Javian Robertson, the guilty of the penalty.
First down.
That moves the ball all the way back. Missed opportunity for great field position there. They'll spot it at the 25.
Back to the Lobo 25-yard line. Longview. Putting the ball in play. First down 10.
So, Lobos come out now 14-10. They'd like to get another score here before halftime. They'll be in the I formation. Lone wide receivers left and right. Handoff up the middle. Tatum bounces it outside. Caught from behind at the 29-yard line. You don't see that often. He picked up 4. Good defensive pursuit by Lone Star. 2nd down and 6.
Gator 4 on the play. Leads the ball at the 29-yard line. Longview, 2nd down, 6.
Ball now at the 29. And the Lobos break the huddle. Again in the eye. Allen will run the stretch play to the left side this time. Tatum busts a tackle. Gets to about the 38-yard line.
Across the 35.
And the tackle made by number 9, and that would be Aiken Adigan. And it's a first down for the Lobos.
The ball resting at the 37-yard line. Lobos.
So be at the 37 with 3:40 to go here in the first half. Longview up 14-10. And again, coming out in that I formation. And they'll turn play action. Allen rolling to his right, and the play is blown dead. Flag on the play.
It's got to be probably.
You think false start?
Yep.
False start.
Yep.
On the offense, number 8.
Man, we've made
5-yard
a
penalty.
lot of mistakes here early.
We have. That's a 5-yard penalty that'll back it up to the 32. And it'll make it 1st and 15 now. You don't want to get behind the chains against this defense.
Lone Star they've got a pretty impressive team, I've got to tell you.
It does look like the best team we've seen this year.
Yeah.
They may not have Lancaster's speed, but they're pretty solid all the way across the board. They're in the gun this time, Longview is, on 1st and 15. Allen back to throw, fires, right side, it's caught underneath, and then tackled down there. Terrific play. We got something going on the other side?
No, this side.
Okay. Trey Yanez was the man that tackled Jalen Hale right on the sidelines. So he gained about 6 on the play.
He got up and kind of kneed Hale, and that's what was going on, but no penalty called.
So it's 2nd down and 9 now. Longview at their own 38-yard line. Split backfield in the gun. Handoff, right side, Tatum. He'll get hit and taken down at the 45-yard line by number 9, Aiken Adigan again. And they'll move the ball to the 45, and it's going to be a 3rd and short situation, 3rd and about 3. 1:51 to play in the first half. Lobos up 14-10 and running the football.
I'd like us to pick the pace up a little bit here. We've got 1:40 to go.
Interested to see if they try to take a shot with Hale right now. It is 3rd down. You'd like to get that 1st down, though. They're in the I formation this time. And they'll hand it off to Tatum. Tatum looking for running room, and boy, there's nowhere to go. That's good defense. Tackle made back there in the backfield by Blake Fan, the linebacker. And it's 4th down and 2. And John King sends the punt team on.
They tried to run a trap play, and they never got the trap block, and we turned it in. The defense was there.
So Lobos are going to give the ball back to Lone Star one more time here before halftime. Michael Fields is lined up back at his own 31. Line of scrimmage is the 45. Jalen Braxton is back at his own 28 for Lone Star. Low snap, rolls to his right, rugby-style punt, bounces at the 22, takes a huge Longview roll, and this is going to go into the back of the end zone. They tried to down it at the 1, just couldn't get there in time. So it's a touchback and a great punt by Fields, but unfortunately they weren't able to down it deep in their Lone Star territory. What they did do is burn a lot of clock. It's 37 seconds to go in the first half, and Longview up 14-10.
They're going to start deep in their own territory because the ball rolled in the end zone. There's 37 seconds. I suspect that they may just run the ball and try to run out the clock, go in at halftime, but who knows? They are going to the win, so
this is true.
It's risky to try to throw the ball here.
1st and 10 for Lone Star with 2 wide to the right side. Blocking back to the left, they'll hand it off to Gross up the middle, and he's caught in the backfield and dropped for a loss back to the 19-yard line. I believe that was Billy Smith that made that tackle. It was, and it's 21 seconds, clock running. They may not run another play.
Yeah, I don't think they will.
Now they're letting it run down. It's at 10 seconds now, and they're just going to let the clock run out and take it into the dressing room at halftime with Longview leading it by a score 14-10. Good ball game. It's been a bruiser so far, but the Lobos are up by 4 at halftime. At the half, Longview 14, Lone Star 10. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
There's a new crane company in town. The name? Conquest Crane. Conquest Crane Services, that is. Do you need something lifted? Do you need something moved? Any job at all. If you need a crane, just call. Conquest Crane Services ain't no bushwhacker. This is a family business, fine as cream gravy. Conquest Crane Services is in Longview with the big lifting machines. Cranes. They get the big jobs done. ConquestCraneServices.com.
GZ's Asian Bistro and Sushi Bar, the perfect venue for your office holiday party. David and his staff will make it a fantastic event with great food and an inviting atmosphere. It's time to book your company party at GZ's. How about an office lunch or cocktail party with fresh sushi and Asian delicacies along with cheese and fruit trays? The holidays get even merrier by taking your employees or family to GZ's Asian Bistro. Reserve your holiday party. Call 247-8000. That's 247-8000. Gift certificates available. GZ's Asian Bistro and Sushi Bar in the Village on Judson Road in Longview.
Dan Story has been named to the top 10 nursing home lawyers in the state of Texas. Many East Texans have questions about the care of their loved ones in a nursing home. They just don't know who to ask. If you suspect your loved one has been abused in a nursing home, unexplained falls and bruises, malnutrition and bed sores, call for a free consultation. 903-CALL-DAN. As a community, it's important to look out and protect our elderly population. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALL-DAN.
Unit 1, move out. Roger. Unit 2, move out.
10-4.
Unit 3, move out.
Got it.
Remember, men, your mission is to find every nook and cranny the enemy can use to infiltrate this premises. Then it will be your duty to neutralize the invaders with extreme prejudice.
Copy that.
Roger.
Moving out. Don't let the pest take over your home. Shut down the operation today. Call the Bug Police to patrol your property at 553-9003 or visit them online at thebugpolice.com. The Bug Police. They shoot to kill and aim to please.
Start checking at Telco Plus Credit Union to be a winner. Their checking accounts are awesome. Direct deposit is paid 2 days early. Bill pay is free. Overdraft or no overdraft options. And they set you up to win a free app, low balance alerts, and budget software. They have discounts for students and seniors. Open a checking account today with your hometown credit union, Telco Plus, to save and earn more. Federal insured by the NCUA. Checking approval and membership qualifications apply. Visit telcoplus.org for details and restrictions.
When you're in need of collision repair, you need a shop that has a proven track record of being experienced, reliable, and friendly. McDaniel's Quality Body Works has stood the test of time in Longview for 89 years. From the early years of repairing Furies, Bel Airs, and Studebakers to today's complex Cobras, Stingrays, and Silverados, McDaniel's has been committed to your automotive collision repair needs since 1933. McDaniel's Quality Body Works in Longview, Kilgore, and Gilmer is the solution to your collision repair needs.
Bitch's RV is a bit new around here, so we have questions. What exactly is bigger in Texas? Is it really everything, or is it just high school football? We can't wait to see for ourselves every Friday night with our Longview Lobos family. Bitch's is built on family, and fun, and lifelong memories. Sounds like football in Texas, right? So we got your back every pregame, tailgate, postgame, after party, and everything in between. Go Lobos! Bitch's RV, where memories begin.
Go all the way back to the beginning when God created football.
Football! Let's go! Welcome to the Eastman Credit Union Halftime Show, presented by 106.5 Jack FM.
Tonight's halftime show brought to you by Eastman Credit Union. Brian Houston and Johnny Vaughn at halftime. The Longview Lobos up 14-10 on Frisco Lone Star. Low scoring, tough first half. Frisco Lone Star jumped out to the first lead. They got a 33-yard field goal from Chase Lanham to make it 3-0 with 1:59 to go in the first quarter. Longview answered with a great drive. Taylor Tatum with a 57-yard run to the 15. That set up a 4-yard Tatum touchdown run to make it 7-3 Longview with 1:54 to go in the first quarter. Moving to the second quarter, Tatum again on a short field. They only had a 30-yard punt. They had the ball at the 30-yard line of Frisco Lone Star. One-play drive. Tatum takes it in 30 yards for the score. That made it 14-3. Longview on top with 11 minutes to go in the half. Later, Longview comes back. playing defense. Lone Star does make a drive. Fryman throws a 31-yard pass to Braxton, and that sets up a 15-yard touchdown pass from Bennett Fryman to Chris Viveros. At 4:37 to go in the first half, that made it 14-10. Longview on top of Lone Star, and that's where we sit right now. It's a close, low-scoring ball game. It's 14-10, Longview on top, but you don't feel comfortable right now, Johnny.
No, I mean, they've done a pretty good job running the ball against us. Gross has got 10 carries, like you said, for 43 yards, and the quarterback's thrown the ball well. They've been able to answer. For instance, in their last score, they got back-to-back nice pass plays, one a little fade route in the end zone. And I think one of the things is that they don't appear to be intimidated by what Longview's doing. Even though Tatum has put together two nice runs, it's like they just say forget it and they get back and play. This is a really good team that we're playing here. And Longview has got to cut out some mistakes and try to figure out offensively on something besides just giving the ball to Taylor Tatum. And we just don't have much offense here in the first half other than Tatum's two scores.
Well, John King said before this ball game this morning he thought that Lone Star may be the best team that they've played all year long. Lancaster was the best team up to this point. Lone Star's, as advertised, they're good. They're really good offensively and defensively, and they're not breaking against the Longview offense yet.
No.
Now we'll see what happens in the second half. We're going to take a timeout. We'll turn it over to Harlan, the sports guy, and Pigskin Bob to preview tonight's Friday night scoreboard show on 105.7 KYKX. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
The best things in life are free. You know, the simple things. Things that bring us joy, comfort, and peace of mind. Things you simply enjoy. With Eastman Credit Union's Beyond Free checking account, that's exactly what you'll get. A checking account that meets your financial needs with no hassles, no hidden fees, and all the features that make managing your money stress-free. Experience the freedom of a Beyond Free checking account from Eastman Credit Union. Open your account today at ecu.org/free.
Injuries aren't planned, and here at Longview Orthopedic, we're going to work together with patients to try to attain the best outcome possible for them. We have the ability to treat all injuries for all patients and athletes of all ages. One thing I want patients to understand is that, I've been in their situation. I played football at Texas A&M University, played offensive line, I was a guard, and being an athlete, suffering injuries, and having that passion to get back on the field gave me a really good perspective on the other side of the line as a treating physician now here at the Longview Orthopedic Clinic.
Not all damage is preventable.
Oh no, the squid monster's attacking our ship! We're going down!
But it is forgivable.
There's a waterfall coming down the stairs!
And fixable.
Flood Out Restoration specializes in residential and commercial water and fire damage restoration. Our services include fast action disaster recovery from fires, water extraction, and structural drying and mold remediation. We coordinate with your insurance company to reduce stress and restore your property quickly to get you back on your feet. FloodOutRestoration.com.
Soapy's Car Wash, a longtime sponsor of Longview Lobo football. Now with their third location in Lakeport, plus the original on Highway 80 and their self-serve location on Wall Street in Longview. For savings and convenience, get a monthly pass good at the Highway 80 location or in Lakeport. Soapy's is a place to be. Once again, Soapy's Car Wash is proud to support Longview Lobo football. Go Lobos!
There's a new crane company in town. The name? Conquest Crane. Conquest Crane Services, that is. Do you need something lifted? Do you need something moved? Any job at all. If you need a crane, just call. Conquest Crane Services ain't no bushwhacker. This is a family business, fine as cream gravy. Conquest Crane Services is in Longview with the big lifting machines. Cranes. They get the big jobs done. ConquestCraneServices.com.
And for the win, name something that is hard to find.
Your keys, 4-leaf clover, needle in a haystack, true love.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is a job. Better luck next time.
Don't trust luck. Trust First Choice Personnel. For years, First Choice has been delivering hard-to-find talent, even in highly competitive sectors. First Choice Personnel will be the only choice you need. FirstChoicePersonnel.net.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. Sleek and sporty or bold and spacious, we have the SUV you're looking for to fit you and your lifestyle. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery, or come see us to reserve the SUV you need with the options you want. Peters Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Why hire the Lobo lawyers? Because if you've been seriously injured through no fault of your own, you don't have to fight the insurance company alone. We are your pack, and we will fight for you. When it's time to Lobo up and lawyer up, call Story and Hoover, the Lobo lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. Board-certified personal injury trial lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN. Story and Hoover, the Lobo lawyers.
Attention all bug police units. Attention all bug police units. We have a 1014 home invasion in progress. Remember to use caution. These delinquents will use any and every means necessary to break into the home. And once inside, they will illegally set up headquarters. Their lawless and destructive ways cannot be permitted to continue.
Don't let pests take over your home. Shut the operation down today. Call the bug police to patrol your property at 553-9003. Online at thebugpolice.com. They shoot to kill and aim to please.
GZ's Asian Bistro and Sushi Bar, the perfect venue for your office holiday party. David and his staff will make it a fantastic event with great food and an inviting atmosphere. It's time to book your company party at GZ's. How about an office lunch or cocktail party with fresh sushi and Asian delicacies along with cheese and fruit trays? The holidays get even merrier by taking your employees or family to GZ's Asian Bistro. Reserve your holiday party. Call 247-8000. That's 247-8000. Gift certificates available. GZ's Asian Bistro and Sushi Bar in the Village on Judson Road in Longview.
Here we go. Lobo Nation is on 106.5 Jack FM.
This is the halftime report.
Well, good evening, Longview, Lobo Nation, Harlan, the sports guy, and Pigskin Bob on your Eastman Credit Union halftime show. And we're still doing our thing over on 105.7 KYKX and 104.1 The Ranch, the Friday night scoreboard show. Area round playoffs are going on all around East Texas. The Lobos are going to take care of Frisco Lone Star. And then on your way back or when the John King postgame show's over, tune over to us and we'll catch you up on all the games around East Texas involving East Texas teams and who they play. We try to look ahead at some of that as well. Bob, let's talk about some of the bigger games tonight.
Well, we're going to be following the Port Arthur Memorial Frisco Wakeland game because the winner of the game you're listening to right now will get the winner of that football game.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. We'll keep up with that.
Now, in 5A Division II, East Texas teams got decimated last week, but we still have some teams close to our listening area that we cover. We got Terrell taking on Everman. We're big fans of Enos. They got Melissa, and Crandall takes on Midlothian Heritage tonight.
The Pirates.
Now, dropping down to 4A Division I, Chapel Hill. They get a pretty tough opponent against Bay City.
Yep, the Bay City Rollers.
The Rollers. And Lindale takes on Brazosport this evening.
Yeah.
That's going to be a great game to watch. And Kilgore has already wrapped up their football game by the time you hear this. The thing that really is going to keep people listening all night is 4A Division II. Gilmer takes on Gainesville, and Carthage takes on Van Alstyne.
Well, we're all hoping for Gilmer and Carthage next week, third round of the playoffs, the top two ranked 4A Division II teams, and probably going to be at Lobo Stadium on Friday.
Yeah, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but I don't think I have to keep them crossed that tight because these two teams should roll.
They don't need your finger crossing, Bob, to get to the third round.
All right, we've got Mineola taking on Grandview, and of course Mineola is a team that knocked off my beloved Bulldogs of Jefferson last week.
Oh, and the Zebras of Grandview, always tough.
And then the winner of that game is going to get Pottsboro because they won last night. They beat Whitney. And then Mount Vernon takes on West, and some people think that West team is pretty dang salty.
Probably the team to beat in that region is what most people tell us.
And then probably the game of the night, Malakoff and Winsboro.
Yeah.
That's going to be one heck of a football game.
Both teams with one loss. And we mentioned Grandview just a second ago. They always seem to have Malakoff's number. We called a state championship game in 2018 when Malakoff probably had the better team, but Grandview got the win and got the state title. And that's the only team to beat Malakoff this year, and that was a long time ago. It was hot around here when that happened.
True that. And here's another game I'm really excited about. It's Hooks and Harmony.
Yep.
Harmony started soft and really have come into their own of late. And the winner of that game is going to get West Rusk, who knocked off Wascom last night. You got Dangerfield and DeKalb. Anything can happen in that game. Dangerfield is favored, but you think DeKalb has a chance.
They do.
And then you got Newton and New Boston, which I don't think New Boston does have a chance.
Well, New Boston wasn't supposed to win last week, and somebody forgot to tell the Lions, so the Figs of Newton better watch out.
Cooper is taking on Corrigan Camden. That's a great game. And the winner of that gets either Beckville or Joaquin.
Yeah.
Which could be another game of the night.
We played Beckville back on week 3 and lost by 1 point, and we were missing 2 defensive starters. I'm just saying, Bob.
And when you say we, it's because Harlan is from Joaquin.
The Joaquin Rams, baby.
You didn't know that. Timpson takes on Frankston, and the winner of that gets the Centerville Honey Grove winner. That game is tonight. In 2A Division II, Sims Bowie is taking on Deweyville. And you've got Carlisle playing some really good football, taking on Wortham.
Do you know where Deweyville is?
Never been.
It's down there between Hueyville and Louisville, Bob.
I knew it. I thought you were going to remark a little bit about Carlisle.
I was wanting to tell my joke instead.
Yeah.
No, Carlisle's great.
Great.
I don't know how they lost that last week of the season. That was a fluke. I think they could go on a run.
All right, you got Love Lady taking on Maud, and then tonight in 6-man football, it's Union Hill and Abbott, and neither one of those teams have lost a game all season long.
Yep. One of that's going to change for one of those teams tonight. One of them's going to go on. We're covering all the games across East Texas and the games that involve East Texas future opponents. We're trying to cover it all. We're over on 104.1 The Ranch and KYKX 105.7. So join us after this Longview Lobo victory. We'll catch you up on all things East Texas high school football. This is your Eastman Credit Union halftime show. For Pigskin Bob, I'm Harlan the Sports Guy on your home for Longview Lobo football, 106.5 Jack FM.
Here we go. Lobo Nation is on 106.5 Jack FM. This is the halftime report.
East Texas. It's simpler life that we all enjoy and one we call home. We've been serving our neighbors for over 60 years. From the very beginning, through the college years, and when they return to begin their lives. We're more than a bank, established in Texas for Texans. We're East Texas Professional Credit Union, and we're here for you. Welcome home.
Stuffing more people in your house this holiday? You'll be thankful for the fastest internet. Get Cable Link's broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data together for under $25 per month. All your wireless devices connect best with Cable Link's broadband, especially when you have friends and family come over with all their devices. Plus, we make it easy to switch. There's no credit check, no money up front, and no deposit. This holiday, gather family and friends for pie and Wi-Fi. Download Family Games at cablelinks.com/thankful. That's cablelinks.com/thankful. And get Cable Links broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data under $25 per month. Order Cable Links today at 800-903-0508. That's 800-903-0508. Or email support at cablelinks.com. Or click to chat through cablelinks.com. Offers expire without notice and many factors affect speed. Other restrictions may apply.
When you're in need of collision repair, you need a shop that has a proven track record of being experienced, reliable, and friendly. McDaniel's Quality Body Works has stood the test of time in Longview for 89 years. From the early years of repairing Furies, Bel Airs, and Studebakers to today's complex Cobras, Stingrays, and Silverados, McDaniel's has been committed to your automotive collision repair needs since 1933. McDaniel's Quality Body Works in Longview, Kilgore, and Gilmer is the solution to your collision repair needs.
Bish's RV is a bit new around here, so we have questions. What exactly is bigger in Texas? Is it really everything, or is it just high school football? We can't wait to see for ourselves every Friday night with our Longview Lobos family. Bish's is built on family, and fun, and lifelong memories. Sounds like football in Texas, right? So we got your back every pregame, tailgate, postgame, after party, and everything in between. Go Lobos! Bish's RV, where memories begin.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. The Ram truck lineup at Peters Ram is designed to go further and experience more. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve the Ram truck that's right for you with the options you want. Peters Ram in Longview.
Injuries aren't planned, and here at Longview Orthopedic, we're going to work together with patients to try to attain the best outcome possible for them. We have the ability to treat all injuries for all patients and athletes of all ages. One thing I want patients to understand is that, I've been in their situation. I played football at Texas A&M University, played offensive line, I was a guard, and being an athlete, suffering injuries, and having that passion to get back on the field gave me a really good perspective on the other side of the line as a treating physician now here at the Longview Orthopedic Clinic.
Dan Story has been named to the top 10 nursing home lawyers in the state of Texas. Many East Texans have questions about the care of their loved ones in a nursing home. They just don't know who to ask. If you suspect your loved one has been abused in a nursing home, unexplained falls and bruises, malnutrition and bed sores, call for a free consultation. 903-CALL-DAN. As a community, it's important to look out and protect our elderly population. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALL-DAN.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. Experience fun and freedom with the legendary Jeep line at Peters, built with you in mind and ready for adventure. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve your next new Jeep with the options you want. Peters Jeep in Longview.
Do you know any experienced health professionals? If so, the team at Christus Good Shepherd would love to meet them. Call us today at 833-315-GOOD and you could receive $1,500 for the referral. We need associates in surgery, lab, imaging, nursing, respiratory, and therapy. At Christus, we value what each individual brings to our mission and aim to create a culture where quality of work and quality of life live harmoniously. It's a win-win. Call today, 833-315-4663.
Not all damage is preventable.
Oh no, the squid monster's attacking our ship! We're going down!
But it is forgivable.
There's a waterfall coming down the stairs!
And fixable.
Flood Out Restoration specializes in residential and commercial water and fire damage restoration. Our services include fast action disaster recovery from fires, water extraction, and structural drying and mold remediation. We coordinate with your insurance company to reduce stress and restore your property quickly to get you back on your feet. FloodOutRestoration.com.
Unit 1, move out. Roger. Unit 2, move out.
10-4.
Unit 3, move out.
Got it.
Remember, men, your mission is to find every nook and cranny the enemy can use to infiltrate this premises. Then it will be your duty to neutralize the invaders with extreme prejudice.
Copy that.
Roger.
Moving out. Don't let the pest take over your home. Shut down the operation today. Call the Bug Police to patrol your property at 553-9003 or visit them online at thebugpolice.com. The Bug Police. They shoot to kill and aim to please.
Here we go. Lobo Nation is on 106.5 Jack FM. This is the Halftime Report.
And Johnny Vaughn back here at Kincaide Stadium in Dallas, where it's halftime. The Longview Lobos lead the Lone Star Rangers 14-10, and it has been a grind, especially the first quarter. Pretty shaky start for the Lobos, but they have come back with a strong second quarter. Taylor Tatum now tying the touchdowns in a season record with his 28th touchdowns of the night. He's got 2 tonight, but it's been a tough night for the Lobos, both offensively and defensively. They can't pull away from this Lone Star team.
Yeah, Tatum's got 11 carries for 119 yards and two TDs, and Elijah Johnson got 6 for 29, but that's about all the offense we've had, and we've struggled to throw the ball. We've completed 2 of 5 passes, both of those to Hales, but it's been, especially the second quarter was kind of a difficult quarter, and we've struggled a little bit against their offense. It's like a double wing, but it's not, and
we were talking about it. It's almost like they're running like a wing T offense from the gun.
Yeah.
So they're doing a lot of misdirection. They're doing a lot of zone reads. Then they'll take a shot deep. So they're dangerous. But the Lobos, for the most part, they've held them to 10 points at halftime. So you got to say the defense has done a pretty good job of really holding them down. But you just know that as long as this game stays close, you're going to feel the pressure.
Well, and especially when you're expected to win, the number one team in the state, and then if things don't go as good as you hope, it puts a whole lot of pressure on you. And this, I think this third quarter, we'll see how Longview reacts. The Lobo staff, if they're a good staff, they know what to do. They'll probably change a few things. And you're looking here, we're going to kick to them, which means in the third quarter that we are going to have the wind at our back. The fourth quarter, we're going to have to play into it. So we need to make a little hay here in the third, I think.
No doubt. And so Michael Fields is going to come out and tee it up. We're going to kick off from our left to our right. And the Lobos with a 4-point lead. They've not had many ball games like this all year long. And you wondered what they would do if they were pushed and tested a little bit, and we're finding out tonight. Taken at the 5, brought out to the 10, to the 20, to the 24-yard line is the kickoff return by Braxton. And so it'll be Lone Star starting around their 24 at the 25-yard line, rather, to start this ball game. Their offense, Bennett Fryman, the quarterback, Davian Gross, the freshman running back, their outstanding receiver, Jalen Braxton, Evan Stein is the other receiver, along with Jaden Burnett and Chris Viveros. They will start at their own 25-yard line. 1st and 10, and they'll have 2 wings, and they'll hand it off to Gross up the middle, and Gross has got nowhere to go. Good defense to start by the Longview Lobos defense. And Caden Brooks, Willie Nelson in there as well. Amarian Watkins is in the middle at nose. Zarius Shepard and Billy Smith are the ends. The linebackers, Jeremiah Rusley, Caden Brooks, Tadarian Boone, and Chase Smith. We'll check the rest of the lineup in just a sec. 2nd down and 9. Heavy left formation, and they'll run the quarterback. Now he cuts back to the right, and he'll get across the 30 down to the 35-yard line. Nice open field tackle out there by number 18, Jacaven Curry, but it's good for a 1st down for Lone Star out to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, he eluded the tackle right at the line of scrimmage and stepped out to right and turned that into a 10-yard gain.
Bennett Fryman in the gun. Again, a heavy left formation. And again, they'll run that quarterback sweep to the right side. And, I mean, he's going to get stoned right there. Pulte made the tackle that time. And there's a lineman down for Frisco Lone Star. And so that's going to mean an injury timeout. Let's take that timeout with them. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Oh, wait a minute. Timeout. Whoa, timeout. This timeout brought to you by First Choice Personnel. For all your hiring needs, more Lobo football coming up. Start checking at Telco Plus Credit Union to be a winner. Their checking accounts are awesome. Direct deposit is paid 2 days early. Bill pay is free. Overdraft or no overdraft options. And they set you up to win a free app, low balance alerts, and budget software. They have discounts for students and seniors. Open a checking account today with your hometown credit union, Telco Plus, to save and earn more. Federal insured by the NCUA. Checking approval and membership qualifications apply. Visit telcoplus.org for details and restrictions.
Lone Star right tackle Xavier Parker being helped off the field. He got rolled up from the backside, so it's either a knee or an ankle, and he's not putting any weight on his left foot at all. So as they help get him off the field, it'll be 2nd down and 10 for Lone Star from their own 35-yard line with 10:50 to go here in the third quarter. Last time we heard anything, it was 13-7, Port Arthur Memorial leading Frisco Wakeland. That was at the end of 1 quarter of play.
Turn to play. Lone Star has the ball at their own 35, 2nd down and 10.
Here come the Rangers. They'll have 3 running backs lined up, one right behind the other on the right side. Now that back shifts to the left, and it's a heavy left formation. And they'll run the zone read, and the quarterback up the middle gets hit immediately as he tries the middle of the defense, and there's nowhere to run. Caden Brooks in on that stop. Pulte helping out as well. And it's third down.
And you want to hold them here, so you force them to punt into the wind and have a chance to get good field position on your first. So, but they got to stop them here.
Third down and 10. Fryman back to throw. Fires it left side. Almost intercepted as Jaden Simmons jumped out in front of the receiver, Evan Stein, and batted it away. So the Longview defense holds on the first offensive possession of the second half. And Lanham's going to have to come on to punt for the Rangers.
It's good defense on this first series. That was good coverage. It goes incomplete. Going to punt into the wind.
Punter's back at his own 21-yard line. Pressure coming from the edges. It's a bad kick. He booted it, shanked it, but it takes a big Ranger roll and dies at the 33-yard line. That was an ugly punt of about 34 yards. Lobos will have it first and 10 with 9:48 to play here in the third quarter.
Well, you'd like to see the Lobos come out and make a statement on this, their first possession of the second half.
Well, they'll come out with Hale going wide left. He'll be in the slot, and then the wider outside will be Frederick Hawkins. And they'll hand it off from the gun to Taylor Tatum right up the middle for about 4 yards to the 44.
Hand off to Taylor Tatum.
He's stopped on the play by number 20, Austin Price. Second down and 6. Lobos come with two wide out to the left side again. This time they have a wide receiver coming to the right side, the short side of the field. Ball's on the right hash mark. Allen will roll to his left. He's running the option. He's going to try to keep it. He goes nowhere, and he's thrown down for no gain on the play. That was a good string out defensive play by number 13, the linebacker Blake Fan.
Yeah, they weren't fooled at all on that play. They just strung it out and made the tackle. That was first carry for quarterback Jordan Allen.
So now it's third down and 7. Interesting to see what John King does here. Hale will go wide left. The short side of the field, ball's on the left hash mark. Too wide to the right. Allen back to throw. Pressure, rolls to his left. Now he's going to pull it down and run. He's going to get the first down at the 50 and run out of bounds around the 49-yard line. Allen doing it with his legs. 11 yards. First down, Lobos.
He was looking up the field, and Longview had people going deep, and so the secondary was back, and he saw that and just made a good decision and got the first down.
Lobos in Lone Star territory now at the 49-yard line with 8:24 to play in the third quarter. It's 14-10. Longview up on top. Wing left from the gun. Allen will hand it off. And it's coming. The ball comes out, and it's recovered by Lone Star at the 41-yard line in Longview territory. Wow, that's a killer.
Well, they actually were lucky there, though. He fumbled the ball, and the guy tried to pick it up and couldn't pick it up. Otherwise, he's going to take it to the house. But what a bad mistake by the Lobos on the fumble.
I believe it was recovered by number 8, Braden Tatum. But the turnover gives Lone Star the football at the Longview 42-yard line. Fryman back to throw. Deep ball over the middle. Nobody open, but it's caught at the 10-yard line. My goodness, he's double covered, still got up and went after it. It's Evan Stein.
Wow, that's a great catch, great throw.
33 yards. First and goal. Lone Star trying to take the lead. Handoff. Gross up the middle. Gross to about the 8-yard line, hits a stone wall of Lobos. And he'll get driven back to Darian Boone. Willie Nelson in on that. They'll give him the 8.
Defense got to step up here.
Second and goal now from the 8-yard line. Rangers on the left hash mark. Double wing. They have a running back lined up on the left side of the quarterback, Bennett Fryman. Fryman, quick pass out to the right side. Receiver fell down. The ball, is it intercepted? It is picked off in the end zone. I believe, trying to make out the number. Jacaven Curry was the man that picked the ball off in the corner. Got very lucky over there because the receiver just flat fell down. It was just a quick pass to the right sideline in the back of the end zone. Receiver fell. The only man back there was Curry. Curry picked it off, and the turnover gives the ball back to the Lobos. What a break.
Yeah, that's just a huge break. Is actually the like you said, the receiver fell down, and so Curry just able to pick it off. We're going to start on the 20-yard line.
So the Lobos get away with a fumble with no damage done, and they'll start at their own 20-yard line with 7:08 to play here in the third quarter. Allen on the stretch play hands it off to Tatum. Tatum tries the left side. He's going to get some tough short yardage, only about 3 yards on the carry. Lone Star defense is good.
They hold their position. They do what they're supposed to, and they're really a good team. Really good team.
Lobos on 2nd down and 7 now. I formation, quarterback under center. Play action, back to throw. Allen, deep ball over the middle, wide open. Hale catches it at the 40, breaks a tackle, he's going to go all the way. 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Longview Lobos.
Wow, what a throw and what a catch by Hale.
79 yards. Jordan Allen to Jalen Hale. You knew Hale was going to get involved sooner or later.
He's just, if the quarterback has time and Hale gets behind him, you got a good chance for a big play, and we got one right there. It's his third reception of the night and first TD.
6:16 to go in the third quarter. Lobo's about to go up 21-10. The kick is up. The kick is good. Longview 21. Lone Star 10. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Looking for a credit card with a great rate, no annual fee, and 24/7 fraud monitoring? An Eastman Credit Union Visa is exactly what you need this holiday season. Plus, through December 31st, you can earn more rewards and pay less interest. Earn double points on select net purchases using an ECU Cash Rewards or Platinum Preferred card. And pay 2.49% APR on all purchases using any ECU credit card. What are you waiting for? Visit ecu.org/earn-more to get started today.
79-yard touchdown pass from Jordan Allen to Jalen Hale gives Longview a 21-10 lead in the third quarter with 6:16 to go. Lobos trying to advance to the third round of the playoffs against the winner of the Port Arthur Memorial Frisco Wakeland game. And that's one of those thanks I needed that big plays by the Lobos.
Jalen Hale, the great receiver for Longview, and just he makes a huge play and puts Longview ahead.
Kickoff muffed at the 10, picking it up at the 10, blown up. What a coverage downfield by number 31, Kason Brooks. Tackles the punt returner, the kickoff returner rather, Jalen Braxton, who fumbled the ball and then tried to pick it up and then just got buried.
Longview just got the 79-yard touchdown pass, and now they pin them back on their own 10-yard line, 12-yard line. And Longview's got really an opportunity here to make some plays defensively and force them to punt into the win.
Lone Star starts at their own 12-yard line. Again, that 4-back set. Quarterback will keep it. A lot of misdirection. He's thrown down for a loss. Way back at the 5-yard line. And that is Jordan Wright who made that tackle. Dropped him back to the 10-yard line. Lone Star now with split backs, either side of their quarterback, Fryman. Back to throw. Fires, deep ball over the middle. It's caught by Stein out at the 37-yard line.
Dadgum,
28 yards on the play.
That's really an impressive catch. He goes up high, makes the catch, and pulls them out of deep in their own territory.
1st and 10, Lone Star from their own 37. Handoff to Gross up the middle. Gross gets to the 42. 5 yards, 2nd down and 5. Billy Smith made the stop.
You know what's impressive about them, Brian, is Longview gets a score, and then here they come back, and they just don't give up.
No.
It's a difficult team to play.
It's hard to break them. Stein will go in motion and set up on the right side, and they'll hand it off to Gross again, who finds a hole, but then it closes. Great defense out there by Chase Smith to stop him before he could make a big gain on the play. Ended up holding him to about a yard, maybe 2. It's going to be 3rd down and 3.
44-yard line.
The one thing they have not been able to answer is Longview's speed on defense.
Yeah, Longview's about as fast as you can get on defense.
3rd down, a long 2.5 maybe. Fryman looks like he's going to try to throw a slant, overthrows it as he gets buried in the backfield. He's screaming for a roughing the passer call. It's not going to happen, but he got hit just as he threw the football. And it was Jordan Wright who really belted him as he was trying to throw that slant to the left side. Incomplete, 4th down. Lobos are going to get off the field. Lanham will come on to punt. And nobody back deep for the Lobos right now, so they may be thinking that Frisco may be trying to go for it here. A short punt. It's going to be hit at the 30-yard line, take a big Lone Star roll, and die at the 11-yard line. So check that 16-yard line.
That's an interesting decision by Longview, is just let him punt the ball, and he ends up with a good roll when Longview's got poor field position.
Lobos are going to start at their own 16-yard line. But they're up 21-10. They got a little bit of breathing room right now. Here they come, Lobos in their white uniforms tonight, white jerseys, white pants, green headgear, that classic gold L. And they'll hand it off to Tatum. Cutting up the middle, gets a little bit of running room to the 25-yard line. Going to be about a yard shy of the 1st down. 3:39 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Stop for Lone Star. For progress to go to the 24-yard line. Longview 2nd down 2.
That gives him 136 yards on the night, 14 carries.
Just another night for Taylor Tatum.
Yep. 2 touchdowns, too.
Wow. 2nd down and 2 from the 24-yard line. In the gun, Allen will hand it off. Tatum bounces to the right, guard, and then gets a little bit of running room, gets the 1st down, and there's a flag down after the play. And the Lobos acting like it may be somebody against the Lone Star this time. This is a San Antonio crew. We haven't had a lot of penalties. Well, we had a few, but they were pretty legit penalties against Longview early.
Face
It's
mask.
a face mask, and it's against Lone Star, so that's going to tack on 15 yards to the first down run that Tatum just had. So that's going to move the ball all the way out to the Longview 44-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 Lobos with 3:06 to play in the third quarter. 21-10, Longview on top. It was 14-10 at halftime, and it was a grind.
This whole game has been a grind.
It has been. Double wing, single wide receivers to either side. Running back to the right side of Allen. They'll hand it off to on the inside handoff. Tatum breaks it. He goes to the 40. He's still running, dances outside, then gets hit from behind at the 26-yard line. It's going to be a 31-yard run by Taylor Tatum.
The saving tackle for Lone Star was Johnny Yanez.
Yanez made the stop that saved the touchdown. Longview with another first down with 2:30 to play. They've got a chance to blow this thing open here.
Yeah, this would be a nice time to get another score. Put a lot of pressure on them.
Reese goes wide left, hails a flanker to the right, blocking back to the left. They'll hand it off to Tatum again, up the middle. Tatum breaks a tackle, gets into the secondary, and gets to the 15-yard line. 13-yard run by Tatum. How does he even find that running room?
I don't know. He's so strong in his legs. They've got a guy down.
The defender's down for Lone Star now, so we'll take an injury timeout. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Oh, wait a minute. Time out. Whoa, time out. This time out brought to you by First Choice Personnel. For all your hiring needs. More Lobo football coming up.
And for the win. Name something that is hard to find.
Your keys. 4-leaf clover. Needle in a haystack. True love.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is a job. Better luck next time.
Don't trust luck. Trust First Choice Personnel. For years, First Choice has been delivering hard-to-find talent, even in highly competitive sectors. First Choice Personnel will be the only choice you need. FirstChoicePersonnel.net.
Injured player on the field. Walked off under his own power. I think he's okay. I believe that's number 17, Luke Hudson, the safety. So Longview now with the ball at the Frisco 15-yard line. 1st and 10. In the red zone with a chance to go up big. From the gun, Allen will hand it off inside. No, he keeps the ball, and he fooled nobody. He got taken down for a loss all the way back to the 24-yard line. Yanez again making the stop. That's a big loss. So it's all the way back to the 23-yard line. He lost about 8 on that play. So it's a good defensive play by Lone Star.
Yeah, but you don't want to be losing that kind of yardage when you're down in plus territory.
Absolutely.
Chance to score.
3 wide this time, 2 to the left. Running back on the right side. Now that man comes in motion. Fake the jet sweep. Allen into the end zone, throws it up, 50-50 ball incomplete. Broken up in the end zone. Pass was intended for Reese. Looks like number 5, Bruce Mitchell, broke that up. And it's going to be 3rd down and 17 from the 23-yard line. Lobos trying to take a shot there.
Yeah, they had a chance, but it was good defense.
Just to let you know, before the ball game, with the wind to his back, Michael Fields was kicking field goals from 40 yards out. And that may be in John King's mind right now. Oh, they had movement before the snap. That's going to be a flag and a 5-yard penalty. More mistakes for the Lobos at critical times.
Coach King is not going to be happy at the end of this one with the number of penalties that Longview's got.
No. Especially when they had a chance. They were at the 15-yard line going in, and they've gone backwards since. Taking a loss on a run and then a 5-yard penalty.
Lobos 3rd down 22.
It's 3rd and 22. As tough as Lone Star has been, Longview's kind of been their own worst enemy tonight.
Yeah.
37 seconds to go in the third quarter. And a timeout is going to be called by Longview. So with 32 seconds to go, Longview up 21-10 on Lone Star. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. Sleek and sporty or bold and spacious, we have the SUV you're looking for to fit you and your lifestyle. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery, or come see us to reserve the SUV you need with the options you want. Peters Chevrolet. Find new roads.
That's just their first time out of this half. I would think if they're going to want to kick a field goal, they're going to want to do it on this end of the field with the wind to your back.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see what they do on third down. I'm sure if nothing else, they'd like to get this thing a little closer so that it's a little easier kick for Fields.
So I think they may just run the ball here just to try to pick up the yardage to make the field goal easier.
Third down and 22. If they do, they're going to have to get the kicking team on quick because there's 32 seconds left here in this first half, in the third quarter, rather.
7-yard line.
Lobos will come up now. We've got Hale and a defender for Lone Star and an official talking to both of them. I don't know what that's about.
Could be that they've been talking to each other.
Highly likely.
So
highly likely. It's the two best players. Jalen Braxton's the outstanding receiver headed to Arkansas, but he's also an outstanding corner. And, of course, so you got two SEC caliber players nose to nose, and I'm sure there has been some jawing.
Yeah, you can bet on that.
But I don't know what this delay is about. What the discussion's all about.
They had, I think, discussion with their coach, and now he's going to the other side to have a discussion with Coach King.
Just telling everybody to calm down. Yeah. It's been a tough, competitive football game. All right, so both sidelines have been spoken to. Now let's go play football. Third down and 22. Oh, they put time back on the clock. It's 55 seconds back on this clock now. That may be what this is all about because it was down at 35 seconds.
Yeah, I think that was the discussion, but now they're having another one.
That plays in the Longview's favor, and now there's another. Well, they're not taking a timeout, I don't think. I know that John King's talking to Jordan Allen, but there's a lot of discussion about things right now. No, the coach on the sidelines trying to get the time, I guess, set on the clock. I guess it's where it is. It's 55 seconds. So on third down now, we're finally going to run this play. Two tight ends. They'll hand it off. Hale up the middle, bounces it, gets some yardage. He gets inside the 20 to the 18. That's just what the doctor ordered. Now you can send the field goal team out there, and you got a real easy field goal, you hope, if they're sending the field goal kicker out. I see Tutt coming out.
He should be the holder, so this should be a 35-yard attempt.
It'll be 4th down 14. Longview lining up their field goal.
So Michael Fields comes out. They're spotting the ball at the 25. It's a 35-yard kick. It's up, and it's good. Fields from 35 yards out. It's now Longview 24, Lone Star 10. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Why hire the Lobo lawyers? Because if you've been seriously injured through no fault of your own, you don't have to fight the insurance company alone. We are your pack, and we will fight for you. When it's time to Lobo up and lawyer up, call Sorey and Hoover, the Lobo lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. Board-certified personal injury trial lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN. Sorey and Hoover, the Lobo lawyers.
Lobos had driven the ball down to the 15-yard line and then proceeded to go backwards. Finally ended up having to settle for a Michael Fields 35-yard field goal. But that gives them a 24-10 lead. A 2-touchdown lead in this ball game is huge.
Yeah, that was a big field goal for Longview. And
any points in this game are massive because they've been tough to come by.
Field goal, Michael Fields.
Fields is going to kick it off now, going from our left to our right, with 18 seconds to go in the third quarter. He'll step into it, and it will be taken at the 1, brought out to the 10, 15, 20, hurdling a man to the 30-yard line. Nice return. Braxton on the kickoff return out to the 30, and Lone Star, with 10 seconds to go, will start at their own 30-yard line.
And after this play, they're going to flip the field and play the fourth quarter with the wind at their back.
Lone Star 30-yard line. Rangers, first and 10.
Rangers come up to the line of scrimmage on 1st and 10 from the 30. 4 wide receivers, heavy pressure, down goes the quarterback, Bennett Fryman. Sacked on the play by Tadarian Boone. I believe that's the first sack of the night for the Longview defense.
I think you're correct there. That came at a good time for Longview. And
that's after 13 sacks against Crosby last week. That's the end of the third quarter. After 3, Longview 24, Lone Star 10. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
The best things in life are free. You know, the simple things. Things that bring us joy, comfort, and peace of mind. Things you simply enjoy. With Eastman Credit Union's Beyond Free checking account, that's exactly what you'll get. A checking account that meets your financial needs with no hassles, no hidden fees, and all the features that make managing your money stress-free. Experience the freedom of a Beyond Free checking account from Eastman Credit Union. Open your account today at ecu.org/free.
There's a new crane company in town. The name? Conquest Crane. Conquest Crane Services, that is. Do you need something lifted? Do you need something moved? Any job at all. If you need a crane, just call. Conquest Crane Services ain't no bushwhacker. This is a family business, fine as cream gravy. Conquest Crane Services is in Longview with the big lifting machines. Cranes. They get the big jobs done. ConquestCraneServices.com.
Longview Lobo High School football. Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
First play of the fourth quarter, fade, deep ball left side, caught at midfield by Evan Stein, who went up and got it. A terrific throw and catch from Bennett Fryman to Evan Stein to the 49-yard line.
That was just a great catch. He looked like Jalen Hale does. He just went up, brought it down with 2 hands, and they made a big play.
Now they've got that heavy blocking set up to the right side. They've got a running back to the left. Offsides is the Longview defensive lineman. It's a free play, but the quarterback's going to go down way back at the 41-yard line. In on that tackle, Jakeevan Curry, but Pulte had jumped off sides.
Just can't, anticipate the snap of the ball, and that's what happened, and he's in the backfield, so it's going to go against Longview, but they're playing with the wind at their back, and this is a 14-point game. You just cannot give them plays.
Nope, they gave him 5 yards there, and it's 1st and 5.
Got Lone Star with first down 5.
And so they'll come out double wing and a running back lined up on the left side of the quarterback, Fryman. Send a man in motion to the near side. That's Stein. He sets up behind the right tackle. Play action. Deep ball right side. Thrown up 50-50. Broken up. That's a good play by Jaden Simmons. And that pass was intended for Jalen Braxton. Whew.
Jalen Simmons went up and tipped the ball. That had a chance for the score, but he made a great play.
Receiver was behind Jaden, and yet Jaden jumped up and made a basketball play on it and broke it up. 2nd down and 5. Man in motion to the right side. Again, sets up right behind the right tackle. Now hand it off to Gross. Up the middle, he's got nowhere to go. He ran right into Omarion Watkins. Also in on that play, Pulte. Longview defense, tough to run against tonight. 3rd down and 5. Here's a big 3rd down for the Lobo defense.
Changing the play at the line.
Flipping around, 2 running backs lined up either side of Bennett Fryman. He drops back to throw, looks left side, throws it, intercepted at the 35 and out of bounds at the 40-yard line. A terrific play on the right sidelines. That is number 19 for the Lobos, Jose Aguilar, who picked that off. Jose Aguilar with a huge interception.
Well, that's a great interception. The ball was thrown a little bit too short, and he jumped up, made the interception. What a great play.
Boy, and Aguilar has not seen a lot of action in the secondary, and he made a huge play there.
Yeah. He showed some pretty good hands to bring that down.
No doubt. So the Lobos will have the football now to start with 10:16 to go. They'll start at their own 42. They'll hand it off. Again, man, that running room in the middle is really tough right now. Tatum picked up about 2.
4-yard line.
The one thing we've not seen much tonight, Johnny, was that jet sweep action to Hale.
No, we haven't seen it at all.
And it looks like everybody's pinching down in the middle for Lone Star right now. You wonder if something like that might not be a good way to go, especially if you're going to have trouble throwing it into the wind.
We may see that before this drive's over.
Well, they've got confusion here, and Allen's going to have to call a timeout, and that's going to leave Longview with 1 timeout left in this ball game with 9:28 to play. All right, so we're going to take a timeout, 30 seconds. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
East Texas. It's simpler life that we all enjoy and one we call home. We've been serving our neighbors for over 60 years. From the very beginning, through the college years, and when they return to begin their lives. We're more than a bank, established in Texas for Texans. We're East Texas Professional Credit Union, and we're here for you. Welcome home.
Tonight's ball game brought to you by Flood Out, Bug Police, First Choice Personnel, National Wholesale Supply, Longview Kilgore Cable, Eastman Credit Union, Sorry and Hoover Law Firm, McDaniels Quality Body Works, Telco Plus Credit Union, Longview Orthopedics, Bish's RV, Peters Automotive Group, Christus Medical Center, Soapy's Car Wash, East Texas Professional Credit Union, and GZ's Asian Bistro. After the Longview timeout, their second of this half, they will come out at their own 44-yard line. It's 2nd down and 8. Hand off to Tatum, and he's dropped for a loss on the play. Again, good defense by this Frisco Lone Star team. Stopped by Blake Fan, the linebacker, and it's 3rd down and 8.
There's no quit in this team.
Listen, that's a good football team.
Yes, they are.
It's the best defensive football team we've seen this year, in my opinion.
I'm 100% in agreement.
3rd down and 8. Wing right. Quick pass out to the right side on a bubble screen. Hale's going to get the first down. And that's a nice play. He's knocked out of bounds. Now they spot him short of the first down. Did they? Oh, they spotted him a yard short at the 50-yard line. So it's going to be 4th down now. This is a huge down now for Longview. Right at midfield, they're going to go for it 4th and 1. Wow. 2 tight ends, I formation, quarterback under center. Now he checks the sidelines.
He needs to get under the center. It was down to 4 seconds on the play clock.
Snap the ball, hand off. Tatum gets the first down, but not much more. I'm telling you, he got 1 yard, and then the defense closed on him. That is big, big, big.
Yeah.
Fan again made the tackle. And so move the chains, and Longview keeps this drive going and continues to burn clock. 8:36 to go and counting, 24-10, Longview on top.
And I think Coach King just assessed that this is a play that we need to try to make, and he took a gamble, and it worked.
It's 1st and 10, 2 tight ends. They're going to run it again. Stretch play this time. Left side, it's going to be outside. Tatum's going to get to the 35-yard line. A 10-yard gain on the play. Running wide this time. And another first down for Longview with 8:13 to go in the ball game. This is a championship drive here, possibly.
34-yard line.
Lobos up 24-10.
I think you'll see Longview run the ball the rest of this drive.
Again, they come out. 2 tight ends. 1 wide receiver. Handoff. Tatum up the middle. Couple of yards.
Tatum.
Just keep pounding it.
Picking out the yard.
2nd down and 8.
He is brought down by Johnny Onez.
7:55 to go in the game. They are just burning clock now.
Yep. They'll stay in the huddle as long as they can and probably keep the ball on the ground most of the time.
Play clock, play clock at 13:12. They'll snap it and hand it off. Sweeping right. Tatum gets to the secondary. 10-5. Touchdown, Longview.
Wow.
35-yard run for Taylor Tatum.
He's such a great back.
Wow. Huge touchdown for Taylor Tatum. And that may do it for the Lobos. With 7:27 to go, they're up 30-10. And trying to make it 31 with Michael Fields' extra point.
He had 5 last week and 3 this week.
Kick is up and it's good. And the score now, Longview 31, Lone Star 10. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. The Ram truck lineup at Peters Ram is designed to go further and experience more. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve the Ram truck that's right for you with the options you want. Peters Ram in Longview.
7:27 to go in the ball game. You look at the score, you say 31-10, Longview on top of Frisco Lone Star, and you say, this is just another Longview win, right? Far from it, buddy.
It's been a tough one.
It's been a rock fight tonight. It was 14-10 at halftime. Lobos still have not been scored on in the fourth quarter of any game this season. Let's see if they can keep that string alive tonight. Did I just jinx the no-hitter?
I'm afraid you might. You're trying to.
I'm really not.
Lone Star. Jay Burnett. Jalen Raxton.
They've only given up 8 points the entire second half of this year. Fields kicks it off. Right to left, taken at the 5, brought out to the 10, 20, 22, and down. Down he goes. Tackle made by Jameis Morrow. Braxton on the kickoff return. Lobos up 31-10. 7:20 to go in the ball game. Lone Star will have it. And they'll start at their 22.
Taylor Tatum, I've got him with 22 carries for 218 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Telling you what, that guy, he's just spectacular.
First and 10.
2 wideouts to the right this time for the Rangers. They'll send the man in motion, jet sweep. They fake it. Now the quarterback will roll to his left, and it's almost picked off. He was throwing it back to his right, and Tadarian Boone stepped in front of the receiver, and it went right off his hands, or it's a pick 6.
Yep, he had a chance.
Oh, my gosh. That would have been his 4th defensive touchdown of the year.
Tadarian Boone of Longview.
So now, instead of having the ball and adding another touchdown, it's 2nd down and 10. Lone Star. Bennett Fryman back to throw this time. He's going to fire it deep left side, way overthrown. No chance for Evan Stein to get to that ball, and he was double covered out there on top of it.
Defending on the play for the Lobos was Willie Nelson. Incompletion, returns the ball.
This is not typically the kind of game that Lone Star wants to play. They don't want to be playing from way behind and be forced to have to throw the football. Although they got a guy that can spin it. 2 wideouts to the left this time and a wide receiver to the right. Blocking back is lined up behind the right guard. Running back is lined up to the left. Bennett Fryman. Back to throw, looking to his left. Now he's going to run. And he'll throw it out of bounds as he gets punished back at the 12-yard line. He gets up and shoves the defensive player. And he's going to get a penalty flag, it looks like. The hit was made by Jordan Wright. And, I mean, when he took Bennett Fryman down, he took him down hard. Fryman got back up and pushed him. You don't see quarterbacks playing that tough most of the time.
No, he was a little frustrated, I think.
Yep. And that is going to bring on the punter. Chase Lanham is back at his own 10-yard line. Willie Nelson is on the Longview 45 awaiting the punt. Low snap. Gets it off. Nelson takes it at the 40. Looking to try to get out to the outside to the 50. Breaks a tackle to the 45, and he goes down at the 42-yard line.
It's really nice return by him. Longview starts with good field position.
That's an 18-yard punt return by Willie Nelson. And he looked like he was one broken tackle away from going all the way. 6:42 to go in the game. Longview in great field position. The officials talking something over. Not sure what. I didn't see a flag go down anywhere. But it looks like they're going to walk one off against Longview. Did you see a flag anywhere?
I never saw a flag. But
okay. Might just cut out, so we have no idea what the call was. It's a 15-yarder, though, and it's going to bring the ball all the way back.
Billy will place the ball at the Longview 43-yard line.
All the way back to the 43. In Longview territory rather than being in Lone Star territory. Lobos up 31-10, 6:42 to go in the game. They'll have the ball at their own 43-yard line. Now really all they want to do is just try to burn as much clock as possible. 2 tight ends in the I formation. Hand off to the tailback, Tatum. Check that. That's Elijah Johnson this time. Johnson to the 45. That middle has been real tough to run against.
First contact was made.
Yeah, they've got a good defensive team. They've made it tough for Longview.
Progress be ruled.
Check that. That was Kelvin Washington on the carry. But he checks back out.
Lobo second down 8.
Giving Tatum a breather, I would say. He deserves it.
Yeah, I think not just a breather. It's probably trying to make sure he doesn't get hurt in a game that Longview's going to win.
Elijah Johnson takes the handoff this time, breaks it outside into the secondary to the 40 in Frisco territory. Before he's cut down, he picks up the first down.
Across the midfield strike.
And a flag is down back at the 45-yard line, so that's coming back.
Yeah, Longview's got some cleaning up to do next week. I mean, too many penalties tonight.
Confidence, number 71.
I mean, you got to be thrilled with a game where you're up 21 points. But, man, they've had a lot of penalties tonight. They'll move it all the way back to the Longview 30-yard line with 5:51 to play.
Lobo second down 23.
Says a lot about these Lobos, though, that they are playing a really good football team. They've made a ton of mistakes, and they're still up by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's not been a clean game for Longview.
They break the huddle and come out to the 35. 2 wideouts, man in motion to the near side. Jalen Hale, quarterback's going to keep it. Up the middle, he's got nowhere to go. Allen with no gain on the play.
First contact.
And again, it's getting a little chippy down there. The tackle was made by number 33, Robert Scipio. But you're seeing a little bit of a jawing going on between the two now. Lone Star feeling their season about to slip away, and there's a lot of frustration out there.
Yeah. To the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Lone Star. And he is going back. Big penalty against Lone Star. Penalty was against number 11, Clayton Boren. And he's brought off the field and given a talking to. And it's going to be a first down for Longview at the Lone Star 49-yard line. This game's gotten kind of messy here in the last few minutes as it looks like Longview's taking it by the throat.
Yeah, and Lone Star's been really frustrated in some of the latter stages here.
I formation on first down. They'll run a sweep to the right. And Kelvin Washington, I believe, will get across the 40 to the 38-yard line. That's going to be a 12-yard gain and a first down for the Lobos.
Washington to the 38-yard line.
Washington's in there, but he's a good back also. So if they give
now
another one,
another 15-yard penalty against Lone Star, hands to the face. So
They move the ball to the Lone Star 23-yard line.
They obviously, their frustration's starting to leak out now.
Yeah, and you just hope you don't get somebody hurt in the latter stages of this game.
And you don't want to see this thing get uglied up with a fight or something like that. So that moves the ball down to the Lone Star 23-yard line. Longview 1st and 10 from the eye. Hand off to the fullback up the middle. 15, 10, breaks a tackle, 5, touchdown! Touchdown Longview. Elijah Johnson, what a run!
He's a powerful runner if he gets some room, and he brings that one home from 23 yards out.
And that is the last nail in the coffin right there. Lobos go up 37-10. after leading 14-10 at halftime. It's a lot tougher than it sounded, though. Fields kicks the extra point. Longview 38 and Lone Star 10. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
When you're in need of collision repair, you need a shop that has a proven track record of being experienced, reliable, and friendly. McDaniel's Quality Body Works has stood the test of time in Longview for 89 years. From the early years of repairing Furies, Bel Airs, and Studebakers to today's complex Cobras, Stingrays, and Silverados, McDaniel's has been committed to your automotive collision repair needs since 1933. McDaniel's Quality Body Works in Longview, Kilgore, and Gilmer is the solution to your collision repair needs.
Fourth quarter of this ball game brought to you by Longview Kilgore Cable TV, the first to offer gig speeds to all of the Longview area. Find them at cablelinks.com/getgignow. Want to invite you to stick around after the ball game for the post-game show brought to you by the law offices of Sorey and Hoover. We'll recap the scoring. We'll visit with Coach John King, who should be pretty happy about beating a really good Frisco Lone Star ball club, even though they didn't play their best ball tonight. Now they're going to try a short pooch kick. It's taken at the 29 to the 30, 35, and down at about the 40-yard line. The return was made by number 22, Carson Darby. And so Frisco now, Lone Star with 4:09 to play.
Well, you expect in the playoffs to every week the team to be your opponent to be a little better than the one before, and I think we've seen that here tonight. Crosby was not nearly as good as Lone Star. Lone Star put up a good fight for most of this game.
It's been, like I said, it's been a rock fight for a lot of this ball game. They come out and they'll hand it off to Gross up the middle. Gross into the secondary, broke a tackle and got to the 49-yard line. Check that, number 2, Mercurian Cosby in now at running back for Gross. Cosby, a senior, which is why he may be in the ball game now, giving him a chance to play in his final ball game. They'll hand it off to Crosby again on 1st and 10, and he'll get to the Longview 49-yard line. Obviously, if they're running the football right now, they're not worrying about trying to score or do much more than just get people playing time right now, it looks like.
Lone Star, 2nd down 9.
In the backfield now, Evan Stein. And a play action, and the quarterback Fryman throws the ball deep down the sidelines. It's incomplete.
It's incomplete at the 15-yard line.
And it was intended for Stein. Now check that, number 19, not 18, Chris Viveros. It's incomplete. Stops the clock with 3:11 to go, so much for not trying to take shots now. 3rd down and 9. Trying to find scores is a little difficult in this place tonight. The Wi-Fi and the internet is not real strong. On 3rd down and 9, 2 tight ends. They'll hand it off. No, quarterback's going to keep it, and he gets thrown down behind the line of scrimmage. He broke a tackle. He keeps running. He keeps going to the 40-yard line. So Bennett Fryman showing some heart here at the tail end of what's going to be a loss for Lone Star, and he picks up a 1st down. He's not quitting.
Nope, that was good effort on his part then.
It's at the 38-yard line of Longview with 2:53 to go in the ball game. 2 running backs line up either side of Bennett Fryman, and he drops straight back to throw, fires it deep over the middle. It's incomplete. Overthrown by about 5 yards. That pass intended for number 3, Jaden Burnett. It's 2nd down and 10.
Pass was intended for Chris Viveros. Incompletion returns the ball to the Longview 38-yard line. Lone Star. 2nd down, 10.
Here come the Rangers again. Now they'll have two blocking backs lined up behind the right tackle. They'll hand it off up the middle, fighting to get running room to the 35-yard line for a short gain on the play. That's going to be number 31, Zeke Castaneda.
Down at the 34-yard line.
3rd down and 6. 38 to 10. Longview on top with 2:15 to play in the game. Handoff up the middle. And brought down after a very short gain on the play is Davian Gross. Chase Smith on the tackle.
Personal foul. Face mask.
Face mask.
Defense number 78.
Goodness.
15-yard penalty. First down.
A lot of penalties tonight. So that's 15 yards, and it moves the ball down into the red zone. They'll spot it at the 18-yard line of Longview. Lone Star would love to get a touchdown here at the end just to feel a little bit better about things. Double wing, quarterback Fryman. Now chased out of the pocket. He's going to step up. He's going to run. He gets to the 10, to the 15 rather, and then gets brought down at about the 13-yard line.
He's brought down.
Looks like he was brought down by number Elmarian Watkins is, I believe, the person that made the tackle on. 2nd down now from the 14. Fryman fires the ball deep, fade into the end zone, caught, touchdown. Chris Favero made the crab in the back corner on the left side of the end zone.
Well, that's, again, a nice throw and a nice catch for the score.
Makes it 38 to 16. They're going to try to make it 38-17. And that's the first touchdown, the first points allowed in the fourth quarter by the Lobos all year long. It had to happen sooner or later.
Yeah.
The kick is up. Lanham's kick is
up. And good.
I don't know if it's good or not. I just saw him wave. There's a flag back at the back of the end zone, so they may have to kick it again. Now they're discussing it. Now they're going to decline it. But is the kick good?
Legal participation on the defense. Penalty declined. Try is good.
Too many men on the field.
Yeah.
Lobos lead it now 38-17 with 1:08 to play in the ball game. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
GZ's Asian Bistro and Sushi Bar, the perfect venue for your office holiday party. David and his staff will make it a fantastic event with great food and an inviting atmosphere. It's time to book your company party at GZ's. How about an office lunch or cocktail party with fresh sushi and Asian delicacies along with cheese and fruit trays? The holidays get even merrier by taking your employees or family to GZ's Asian Bistro. Reserve your holiday party. Call 247-8000. That's 247-8000. Gift certificates available. GZ's Asian Bistro and Sushi Bar in the Village on Judson Road in Longview.
Lone Star gets on the board with 1:08 to play in the game. It's a 14-yard touchdown pass from Bennett Fryman to Jaden Burnett. But that makes the score 38-17. Longview on top. They've got this thing in the bag at this point. That score was for pride. And now Lanham's going to kick it off. He tries a pooch kick, high, short, taken, and batted out of bounds at the 39-yard line, and a flag on the play, which I don't know why that would be called. But is it illegal touch or something? What do you call on that?
I don't know. By the way, Port Arthur and Wakeland are tied 28-28.
Thank you. Yeah, the officials' mic's cutting in and out. I kind of know the feeling tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this is...
It was challenging. Lobos have the ball with 1:08 to go in the game, and you know all they want to do is just try to get it, run this clock down and get out of here with a hard-fought win.
Yeah, I'm going to say that just 2 plays and this one's going to be over.
It was a grind for much of the first half. 14-10, Lobos seemed to have taken control of it here in the second half. Handoff, Washington, right side, gets to the 43-yard line. And the clock, they'll run it down to about 20 seconds left in this game, I would imagine. Play clock's at only 28 right now, so they're going to take their sweet time to get this thing down.
I think it's fixing to be the last play of this game.
And I would imagine that's going to be a victory formation and a kneel down. Ooh, listen to this. Argyle beat Wichita Falls Rider tonight. I think that they said this is a final in the Dallas Morning News, 7-0.
Holy cow.
Oh, that'll get your attention. That is a kneel down by Jordan Allen, and that is going to be the victory. The Longview Lobos win for the 14th time here at Kincaide Stadium in a postseason ball game, and they will advance to the regional semifinals of these 5A Division I playoffs. The final score, Longview 38, Lone Star 17. We'll come back. We'll recap the scoring. We'll talk to Coach John King shortly as we begin the postgame show brought to you by the law offices of Sorey and Hoover. You are listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
Stuffing more people in your house this holiday? You'll be thankful for the fastest internet. Get Cable Link's broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data together for under $25 per month. All your wireless devices connect best with Cable Link's broadband, especially when you have friends and family come over with all their devices. Plus, we make it easy to switch. There's no credit check, no money up front, and no deposit. This holiday, gather family and friends for pie and Wi-Fi. Download family games at cablelinks.com/thankful. That's cablelinks.com/thankful. And get Cable Links broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data under $25 per month. Order Cable Links today at 800-903-0508. That's 800-903-0508. Or email support at cablelinks.com. Or click to chat through cablelinks.com. Offers expire without notice and many factors affect speed. Other restrictions may apply.
And for the win, name something that is hard to find.
Your keys, 4-leaf clover, needle in a haystack, true love.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is a job. Better luck next time.
Don't trust luck. Trust First Choice Personnel. For years, First Choice has been delivering hard-to-find talent, even in highly competitive sectors. First Choice Personnel will be the only choice you need. FirstChoicePersonnel.net.
Looking for a credit card with a great rate, no annual fee, and 24/7 fraud monitoring? An Eastman Credit Union Visa is exactly what you need this holiday season. Plus, through December 31st, you can earn more rewards and pay less interest. Earn double points on select net purchases using an ECU Cash Rewards or Platinum Preferred card, and pay 2.49% APR on all purchases using any ECU credit card. What are you waiting for? Visit ecu.org/earn-more to get started today.
Soapy's Car Wash, a longtime sponsor of Longview Lobo football. Now with their third location in Lakeport, plus the original on Highway 80 and their self-serve location on Wall Street in Longview. For savings and convenience, get a monthly pass good at the Highway 80 location or in Lakeport. Soapy's is a place to be. Once again, Soapy's Car Wash is proud to support Longview Lobo football. Go Lobos!
Do you know any experienced health professionals? If so, the team at Christus Good Shepherd would love to meet them. Call us today at 833-315-GOOD and you could receive $1,500 for the referral. We need associates in surgery, lab, imaging, nursing, respiratory, and therapy. At Christus, we value what each individual brings to our mission and aim to create a culture where quality of work and quality of life live harmoniously. It's a win-win. Call today, 833-315-4663.
And for the win, name something that is hard to find.
Your keys, 4-leaf clover, needle in a haystack, true love.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is a job. Better luck next time.
Don't trust luck. Trust First Choice Personnel. For years, First Choice has been delivering hard-to-find talent, even in highly competitive sectors. First Choice Personnel will be the only choice you need. FirstChoicePersonnel.net.
East Texas. It's simpler life that we all enjoy and one we call home. We've been serving our neighbors for over 60 years. From the very beginning, through the college years, and when they return to begin their lives. We're more than a bank, established in Texas for Texans. We're East Texas Professional Credit Union, and we're here for you. Welcome home.
There's a new crane company in town. The name? Conquest Crane. Conquest Crane Services, that is. Do you need something lifted? Do you need something moved? Any job at all. If you need a crane, just call. Conquest Crane Services ain't no bushwhacker. This is a family business, fine as cream gravy. Conquest Crane Services is in Longview with the big lifting machines. Cranes. They get the big jobs done. ConquestCraneServices.com.
GZ's Asian Bistro and Sushi Bar, the perfect venue for your office holiday party. David and his staff will make it a fantastic event with great food and an inviting atmosphere. It's time to book your company party at GZ's. How about an office lunch or cocktail party with fresh sushi and Asian delicacies along with cheese and fruit trays? The holidays get even merrier by taking your employees or family to GZ's Asian Bistro. Reserve your holiday party. Call 247-8000. That's 247-8000. Gift certificates available. GZ's Asian Bistro and Sushi Bar in the Village on Judson Road in Longview.
Welcome to the Longview Lobo postgame show on 106.5 Jack FM.
Brought to you by the law offices of Sorey and Hoover on 106.5 Jack FM.
It wasn't easy, but the Longview Lobos have advanced to the third round of the Class 5A Division I playoffs. They win tonight over Lone Star Frisco Frisco Lone Star by a score of 38-17. Recapping scoring in this ball game, Lone Star got on the board first with a 33-yard field goal late in the first quarter. Chase Lanham hits the field goal to give them a 3-0 lead. Before the quarter is over, though, Taylor Tatum put together a drive. He had a 57-yard run that set up a 4-yard touchdown, and Longview led it by a score of 7-3. Going to the second quarter, Tatum again with his second touchdown of the night, a 30-yard run, made it 14-3. And then late in the half, it was Lone Star coming back, Fryman with a 31-yard pass to Braxton, and then Bennett Fryman with a 15-yard touchdown pass to Chris Viveros. That made it 14-10. Longview on top at halftime. It was a tough first half and a little bit sloppy, too. Second half, Longview starts to take control of the game. First, there was a trade of turnovers. Longview gave up the ball on a fumble deep in their own territory, but then Fryman turned around and threw a pass into the end zone. His receiver fell down, and Jakeevan Curry picked it off in the end zone, so that trade of turnovers resulted in nothing that hurt the Lobos. Longview comes back with a huge play, a 79-yard touchdown pass from Jordan Allen to Jalen Hale. With 6:16 to go in the quarter, that made it 21-10 Longview. Longview later in the quarter with a Tatum 36-yard run sets up a 35-yard field goal by Fields. That gives Longview a 24-10 lead with 18 seconds to go in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, Jose Aguilar intercepts a pass and gives Longview a turnover. That leads to a Taylor Tatum 32-yard touchdown. That gives Taylor Tatum the Longview record for most touchdowns in a season. 29 touchdowns so far this year. Lobos led 31-10 with 7:27 to go in the fourth quarter. And then Elijah Johnson with a 23-yard touchdown makes it 38-10 with 4:14 to go. And then just to soothe hurt feelings, Frisco Lone Star able to get on the board. Bennett Fryman with a pass 14 yards to Jaden Burnett. That winds up the scoring. Longview wins it by a score of 38-17, and they move on now to take on the winner of Frisco Wakeland and Port Arthur Memorial. The last thing we heard was 7 minutes to go. Frisco Wakeland was leading 35-28. So when John King gets up here, we'll get a better idea of where we might be playing and when we might be playing. But Johnny, your thoughts about this ball game tonight?
Well, this was a tough team that we played, and it was a close game for a lot of the game. But your great players in games like this are supposed to step up, and they did. Taylor Tatum has got over 200 yards rushing and scored 3 touchdowns, some big plays. And then Jalen Hale, he ended up with 4 receptions. One of them a touchdown, was 70 yards. And then, our defense made some mistakes. We had a few penalties, but at the end of the day, Longview steps up, plays good enough, wins 38-17. But I think one of the things we got to do is clean up some of the penalties we got. And that would be a disappointment, I think, to Coach King, and I think he'll probably try to address that during the week next week.
Well, the one thing that you do know is, again, the Longview defense stepped up and played a terrific ball game tonight against a team that quite honestly had a lot of balance, and they had a lot of weapons that they could go to, and they managed to do a really good job of keeping them bottled up most of the ball game. And then that Longview running game, again, when you need it, that line and Taylor Tatum, that's a hard combination to beat.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 2 great players on this team, at least 2 great ones, with 2 great offensive players, and they are just hard to control. And they've made plays all year, made plays last year, and it's just difficult when you've got that kind of talent, and Longview is going there when they need it. Well, and they've answered, or they did tonight, and they have all season.
No doubt about it. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, hopefully we'll be talking to Coach John King shortly. Let's take a break. Again, the final score tonight, Longview 38, Frisco Lone Star 17, and Longview moves on to the 3rd round of the playoffs. You are listening to Longview Lobo Football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Why hire the Lobo lawyers? Because if you've been seriously injured through no fault of your own, you don't have to fight the insurance company alone. We are your pack, and we will fight for you. When it's time to Lobo up and lawyer up, call Sorey and Hoover, the Lobo Lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. Board-certified personal injury trial lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN. Sorey and Hoover, the Lobo Lawyers.
Stuffing more people in your house this holiday? You'll be thankful for the fastest internet. Get Cable Link's broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data together for under $25 per month. All your wireless devices connect best with Cable Link's broadband, especially when you have friends and family come over with all their devices. Plus, we make it easy to switch. There's no credit check, no money up front, and no deposit. This holiday, gather family and friends for pie and Wi-Fi. Download family games at cablelinks.com/thankful. That's cablelinks.com/thankful. And get Cable Links broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data under $25 per month. Order Cable Links today at 800-903-0508. That's 800-903-0508. Or email support at cablelinks.com. Or click to chat through cablelinks.com. Offers expire without notice and many factors affect speed. Other restrictions may apply.
Texas, does getting credit up to $150 a month to spend on everyday needs like food and over-the-counter products or to pay for utility bills sound good? Then ask about United Healthcare Dual Complete Plan. You'll keep all your Medicaid benefits and get more benefits at no cost to you. Call United Healthcare today at 1-855-UHC-MORE. That's 1-855-UHC-MORE. Benefits, features, and or devices vary by plan/area. Limitations and exclusions apply. Food, OTC, and utility benefits have expiration time frames. Call your plan or review your evidence of coverage EOC for more information.
Holiday in the Park at Six Flags, the biggest and brightest holiday celebration with over 1 million twinkling lights, holiday shows, our new holiday market, visits with Santa, and of course, thrilling rides and coasters. Buy a 2023 pass for as low as $69.99 at sixflags.com and get visits for the rest of this year. Don't miss Holiday in the Park, only at Six Flags.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer Wet Jet. With Swiffer Wet Jet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer WetJet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus Next Day Energy with melatonin plus extended release B vitamins.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. Sleek and sporty or bold and spacious, we have the SUV you're looking for to fit you and your lifestyle. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery, or come see us to reserve the SUV you need with the options you want. Peters Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Brian Houston, Johnny Vaughn here at Kincaide Stadium as it empties out, and the Longview Lobos are victorious. They win it 38-17 over Frisco Lone Star. Hoping to talk to Coach John King here shortly as he makes his way up to the stadium to the press box. Other scores around the area that we saw last night: Kilgore beat El Campo 34-20. It was Grandview 48-14 over Mineola, a final. West beat Mount Vernon 27-14. Columbus over Diboll 35-14. And now coming in to visit with us is the victorious head football coach, John King of the Longview Lobos. How you doing, Coach? Let's get you all set up here. Congratulations, sir. 38-17 final score. Thoughts?
It wasn't pretty, but we got the ground game going. Defensively, I thought we played outstanding all night. We gave up a couple of fade balls in the corner, but, I think trying to go back and rehash everything. It seemed like we started at 7 this morning, not 7 this afternoon. But pick and end zone.
Yes, sir.
By Curry after we fumbled. And we drive the ball out and hit Jalen on a big over route, and that kind of blew the game open. That's a 14-point swing, and it's what we needed. But the running game was strong. Taylor Tatum had a big night. So did AJ. Hit a couple big plays that mattered for us, throwing the ball. Big win for us, and we'll get a chance to go one of them next week.
We said earlier in the ball game when it was 31-10, I said you look at that score and you think, well, it's just another night. But that was a tough ball game tonight.
Well, they're good football team.
They are.
Very good. Physical. Got a great scheme to do it with. Our quarterback, number 7, he plays angry. And he's a handful. Great kid, competitor. Running back's freshman. He don't play like one. But I thought their offensive defensive line was pretty physical. So good solid win against a very good program in Lone Star. Jeff Raven, he does it right.
I think in theory, as you go through the playoffs every week, the next team's going to be better than the one before, and I think we saw that tonight. This was a good test for us.
It was a good test, and our kids answered the call. A little bit worried about it just because, their scheme. And they put you in such a bind, one-on-one, out wide, and they pop a run, they go into the house. It's where their scheme's built. So they do a good job with it. And, defensively, they're not as difficult to prepare for as last week with Crosby. They play that rock defense in Crosby. We're not going to take a bunch of rocks, throw them up in the air, and wherever they land, they play from. But they're well coached. They played us a little bit differently than they did others. And, we did some good things to adjust offensively. They got some good runs and made them go back and play balanced defense instead of trying to overload one side. And I thought that was big for us. Getting the run game going weak side kind of made them do some things. And, but I've got to give a bunch of credit to that offensive line. Mm-hmm. We had 2 guys that were not in there today that normally play, and we had to shuffle some guys around. I think the only person that was in their original position was a center.
Wow.
And, took Martin Guerrero, put him at guard. Jackson Norman put him at right tackle, where he's played a couple of years. He started probably 20-something ball games at right tackle. And Watts moved to left guard. And then Fernando Longoria, a little sophomore, put him in there at left tackle. And he battled his tail off. Real proud of those guys, and the tight ends, and the fullbacks. I can't leave those guys out. Darrensburg and Ramos and A.J. Soto. they played well, and but good backs make you look good at times too. But I can tell you, there were some creases at times, and to do that, we made this switch, I guess, middle of practice Tuesday. We got one rolled up in practice, so we had to make a switch. So, but they answered the call, and I'm telling you, they came out and played well. And our defensive line, I thought, was really disruptive again. They do a good job of not getting knocked out of the point. Let linebackers fit, and we leverage formations and let them get outside on us. So those are huge factors.
Now, playing in the wind makes it difficult too. Especially tonight, it's hard to figure which way it's blowing.
Well, it died down a little bit there in the second half. Not a whole lot, but first half was a little bit stronger. But it was some gust in there, about 15 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So. But we were worried about kicking it to 4. Mm-hmm. At some guns electric, and we did a good job of covering kicks on it. I think the furthest they got one out was to the 30 until we decided to sky kick and then run up to the 40. I said, well, we need to start kicking it deep every time. That don't make any sense. And anyway, that was our last kickoff, and we didn't want him to touch it for sure with the 4 minutes to go in the game and a 4-score lead. We didn't need to give them a quick one, and we didn't.
First quarter was a little ragged. A lot of penalties in the ball game tonight. So you kind of talk a little bit about some of this. I know there's some things you got to clean up, even in a game like this one tonight.
There weren't as many pre-snap penalties. I think we might have had an offsides and legal procedure, and I was worried about that coming in with those young kids and making those switches up front. Mm-hmm. We had a couple of those, and we had a couple on defense. Then some of that chippy stuff after the play. You got to, emotions get going. You got to be disciplined enough not to fall for that, and go play the next play.
So the last time we saw 7 minutes to go in the ball game, Frisco Wakeland was leading by a touchdown over Port Arthur Memorial, 35-28. If that holds up, do you know what we do next?
Well, yeah. I talked to their AD coming off the field. He said it was tied again. But
oh my!
Anyway, he may have had a bad score. But if we play Frisco Wakeland, it'll be Saturday, 2 o'clock at DeSoto. If we play Port Arthur Memorial, it'll be Friday night, 7 o'clock in Lufkin.
Okay.
And I made a deal. We'd go to Lufkin, but we wasn't sitting on the home side. We're going to sit on the visitor side where we're normal. I ain't going over that. I love Todd Quick, and I respect the Panthers, but our fans going to sit on that visitor side if that's where we go.
It's got to feel good. I mean, you've been here so many times and gone this deep so many times, but I guess it never gets old, does it?
No. You get a little bit of relief on the bus ride home. As soon as you get off, you go, oh, no, we got to do it again. So the ride home's about it. It's a heck of a way to make a living, eh? We're traded for anything in the world.
I'm not about to ask you if you have a preference over who you'd like to play, other than maybe you'd like to play in Lufkin where you know things a little better and not have to deal with Dallas traffic.
We've been to both places, so we can find them. That's what I told the kids. I mean, congratulations on being 1-0. I said, I'll see you Monday morning at 7:45. Like, oh, we got practice. We can be taking up gear. Which one you want to do? It'll be at practice.
Good point.
Now, that does bring a good point. Now, you've done this before. You've gotten teams ready during Thanksgiving week, but what does that do to your schedule and all the things that you normally do?
Well, it's going to depend on who we play, if it's Friday or Saturday. Mm-hmm. But we're going to work out Monday, doing something. We're going to see the kids every day. And we go in the mornings. Kids show up at 7:45. We normally get them out of there before noon. And we find ways to feed them breakfast, and we get them a big lunch. And Turkey Day practice will be a short, quick one, so they can go spend time with family. But we work out in the mornings, like I say, get them up, get them moving. Hope they don't stay up all night and run around. And if they need to go home and get to bed and show up for practice and have a good one. We got to be locked in. And there's some groups we've had that couldn't handle it, just because there were things they wanted to do that it didn't necessarily involve making the team better. I'm not going to call it selfish behavior, but it wasn't smart decisions. So we need to make sure that these kids are rested up and fed and hydrated and have a good week of practice and a chance to go 1-0. It's a privilege, an honor to be able to say you practiced on Turkey Day.
No doubt.
And we're back at it.
No doubt. Coach, congratulations. Great win tonight. Tough ball game, and your kids answered the bell and showed out well tonight.
Thank you very much. I'm proud of them and this coaching staff. They do an outstanding job. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you about the trip. Lobo Nation, you're finna hear all the facts.
Okay. I want this.
30 minutes down the road, blowout on that equipment trailer.
Oh, my gosh.
So we got coaches in Suburbans. We've changed out the spare. I'm not going to go into that fact. Get the bad tire. I said, you go get a spare because we're on our way. We're on our way home. We're on our way there. So we go get coaches. They shuffle around, go somewhere in Tyler, get a new tire on that wheel. 60 miles further down the road, pow, second blowout.
Whoa. Nice.
About 10 miles from the stadium. So we limped on down on the shoulder. I said, don't you stop that trailer. We got all the stuff on the trailer, gear, food, taping materials. So we finally get here, and they pulling the truck in down here and get through the gate and side swap the gate, tear the side door off the dang equipment trailer. So I said, if we ever get the game going, we'll be all right. But what a day! What a day!
You had to feel like this could be an something bad's going to happen.
What can happen today? Hate to ask that question because you never know what you'll get. Yeah, what a day. So if anybody sees that equipment trailer on the side of the road on the way home, y'all may need to stop and help unload that thing. We went and bought 4 brand new tires when we got here. Some tire shop right down the road. I said, take this credit card. I don't care how much it costs. You go get 4 new tires on that truck.
The Dallas economy thanks you for all your help and your contribution. Well, Coach, thanks again. It was congratulations, terrific win, and be safe on the way home. Happy Thanksgiving.
You bet. Thank you.
All right, yes, sir. You bet. John King with the Longview Lobos. Let's take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Longview Lobo Football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Dan Story has been named to the top 10 nursing home lawyers in the state of Texas. Many East Texans have questions about the care of their loved ones in a nursing home. They just don't know who to ask. If you suspect your loved one has been abused in a nursing home, unexplained falls and bruises, malnutrition and bed sores, call for a free consultation. 903-CALL-DAN. As a community, it's important to look out and protect our elderly population. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN.
Well, blowouts and all, Lobos win it tonight. Not necessarily a blowout as far as the game's concerned, but they win it 38-17 over Frisco Lone Star again, and they move on to the third round. We'll know something before the night's out. Personally, I'd like to play on Friday night down in Lufkin if it's okay with you.
I'm with you on that.
So, Johnny, final thoughts on this ball game?
Well,
hang on just a second. Let me see if I can find out where you are. Go ahead.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Every week it's going to get tougher. This was a really good team, and Longview stepped up, made plays when they needed to, a little bit ragged in some spots, but you got to be happy with the ultimate outcome. And the good news is that Taylor Tatum and Jalen held together. When in doubt, go to one of those two, and that's what Longview's done and is doing. And this team's got a chance to go a long way.
Well, they overcame some big hurdles tonight, including the blowouts getting up here tonight. So we're glad that we got it, and the Longview Lobos win it by a score of 38-17. Johnny, thank you very much again for a great night. Enjoyed the ball game. Enjoyed working with you. Once again, for Matt Morton and Johnny Vaughn, I'm Brian Houston. Thanks very much for listening tonight as Longview moves to the third round of the playoffs with a 38-17 win over Frisco Lone Star. You have been listening to Longview Lobo Football on 106.5 Jack FM.